Hello, everybody. We are live. How's it going?
From the apocalypse. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for finishing that sentence. Because otherwise it just sounded awkward. So, hello, everybody. We're live from the apocalypse. We are happy to see you. Happy to be here, and we're back with our brave adventurers. Say hello.
Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
As they continue on their pulp journey as we explore the fantastic and terrifying world of a two-headed serpent, a Pulp Cthulhu adventure. When we last left our heroes, they were in a weird spot in Bolivia, for sure. They gotten down to an aid camp that Caduceus had set up. They noticed some issues with the Bolivian soldiers there. Something was going on with snake people and maybe some hypnosis or mind control. It was kind of creepy. They explored a mural that was out in a area that was shelled in a skirmish that happened a couple weeks ago, and found all sorts of interesting cave paintings, basically, of snake people and this one large, almost divine snake person there that was being worshipped, as well as these odd troll-like creatures that built this strange temple somewhere in the jungle. And on their way back, ran into a formless spawn, had some complications with that, but walked away, limped away, in okay condition, and then to their surprise found what looked like a crash site somewhere in the jungle with weird pieces of debris strewn about of something that had clearly crashed down through the canopy and just almost exploded or just fallen apart on impact. When they returned to the camp to get a little patched up, the Bolivian soldiers, specifically Sergeant Angelo, flanked by Lieutenant Rodriguez, came into the aid camp and told Dr. Gomez and the party, well, for your safety, the camp is on lockdown now. And that is where we left. So, in this scene, you have Dr. Gomez, yourselves, Sergeant Angelo, Lieutenant Rodriguez, and also two unknowns, right? There was a older teen, maybe in his early 20s, that was in there in the medical tent as well, with a younger kid, and the kid looked like he was getting his arm bandaged up and was given some water and some food, right? What do you do?
Uh, if I may be so bold to ask, why would we necessitate a lockdown when things are a little fraught around here, aren't they?
Sergeant Angelo and Lieutenant Rodriguez look at each other, and Lieutenant says, we need to have a lockdown because our number one priority is your safety and making sure that nothing happens out in the jungle that could cause you harm. There are complications out there right now, and we want to make sure we are doing our job as best as we can, and keeping everyone here in the camp safe. He kind of like nods, like he's expecting you to nod along with him. Like, do you understand?
I feel like Wendy's like weakly holding up a thumbs down right now.
There's no denying that there are some hazards in the jungle. However, our research needs to continue.
I am not aware of any research. I know that the camp has to do its job in making sure everyone is taken care of medically, and our job is to, of course, guard the camp and make sure the workers are safe. And since you are down here with Caduceus, you are part of the aid camp, and therefore our job is to keep you safe. And we've assessed that it is too dangerous to let you leave. So please.
So I have in my notes from last time that Dr. Salvatore was like, "Oh, why is Gomez again introducing self?" So what's the like? How's that news going over with Salvatore?
Oh, thank you. This is why we take notes. So Dr. Salvatore is like, Okay. Lockdown. Yeah, that's. Can I? Can we have a second to just talk between like some Caduceus staff business? So we kind of figure this out. And the Lieutenant Rodriguez goes, "Of course, we'll be right outside." And they kind of shuffle their way out. And she's like, "Okay, so like a lot of weird stuff's been going on around here. We talked about that." She kind of gestures, hooks a thumb towards Dr. Gomez as well, and says, I don't know, but I do know that Gomez should probably get out of here. And yeah, the soldiers can lock down the camp. They have the authority to do that if things get problematic, but I don't.
For the safety of the aid workers, it may be best if they do remain in the lockdown camp. There are some things that we've come across in the jungle, which, as you can see, have beaten up Wendy and the team pretty bad.
It's a flying truck.
We've also come across some new information, which is terribly important to our mission, and we think that we need to investigate it further. Speaking of which, who are the kids?
They're two of the locals from Bambarume. They just came in for some medical help. The older one's name's, I think, Gregorio. I didn't catch his brother's name. Do you want to talk to them? They're pretty nice. They know the area pretty well.
Hablan English?
The little kid gives you like a head tilt confused look. Gregorio says, yes, I do speak some English. I've worked with yes, I have English.
Splendid.
So, are you
Doctor
a doctor as well?
I'm Dr. Inverness with Caduceus, yes. What brought you here? Out in the middle of nowhere, in the jungle.
And how did you get hurt? Mine's cooler.
Yes, you said
Wendy doesn't.
okay.
Wendy doesn't say that.
He says, well, this is my brother Ramon. We are on our way to the Festival of the Dreamer, and he unfortunately fell on some metal or something left from the soldiers, and it cut his arm very badly. He was playing on it as he looks down at his brother, and I told him not to. See? And, well, we had to get his arm bandaged and cleaned out.
I see. When is the Festival of the Dreamer?
It's now. This whole week.
Oh.
Are you interested?
Convenient.
Sorry, are we what?
Are you interested in the festival?
Very much so, yes. Not a lot of other entertainment around here, and Sergeant Angelo has not been, he's okay company for an evening around a campfire, but wouldn't be too bad to experience some of the local culture.
I'd offer to take you to some of the festival sites, but your sergeant said that you can't leave. I hope that doesn't apply to me too.
No, I wouldn't imagine it does.
Okay.
We'll see if it applies to us as well.
Oh,
I'm sure there are some ways we can get around it if we're a little creative about it. How many sites are there? Gregorio, you said.
5.
Hmm. Would you happen to? Well, you know the different sites, I'm supposing, and could you put them on a map just in case we got lost?
I think maybe. Yeah. Let me get. If you pull out a map, I know Wendy's got one. Um. Oh, he.
It's crumpled, but
Mhm.
He like undoes it because it's one of those maps where like it was perfectly folded, and then once you unfold it, you
yes,
can
at one
never
point, and
actually.
then yeah,
um, he starts to look at the map and he draws some points that look kind of similar to that pentagram or pentagon layout that you saw in that mural, right? And they're not quite in the same place, but he also looks like he's a little hesitant as he's trying to put this stuff on a map itself, right?
Hmm.
So he's kind of estimating. He says that as well. He says, I don't use a lot of maps like this, so I think this is right."
So, if I wanted to roll Mythos to understand the significance of these 5 sites, how would you feel about that?
I feel like there's some dice.
Let me see. Dice, dice, dice.
I'm so happy about these gifts.
Yes! Haha. 16 out of 17.
Oh,
That'll float.
that'll do it. That will do it. So, in traditional, in sites like this, as you look at it, you realize that this is either meant to contain or summon something, right? You don't set up like an elaborate circle or pentagram or some type of thing to harness and channel energy to not be used in one of those two kind of manners, right? Now, given that the diagram you saw on the cave wall or the well wall, there's already something in the center of this, so it's probably being contained, right?
And that was the well.
So there's the 5 points, and in the center there was an icon of a ziggurat style temple.
Oh, right.
So it's probably that. Now, contained is also could also mean protect, right? If you want to get weird in how we're going to contain you in this camp for your safety, right?
Right.
So doesn't always mean nefarious, but is there anything else you're looking for with that?
No, I think that's probably it. I assume one of those sites does correspond to the well we were at earlier, though.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty darn close, yeah.
Okay.
You put it on the wrong side of the river, but it looks correct.
Okay. Cool.
He says, I can take you to them. I know this area very well. I can navigate without too many issues. But
We might have services, yeah.
I'd have to.
That's exactly what we-
Once Willie is patched up a little bit, and your brother, of course.
Yes, you said there's a flying truck.
mm-hmm.
And it's not. I don't.
Heavy one. Go ouch.
Is there a translation
No,
issue?
I think that's it.
No. Like vroom vroom truck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, she's like laid out. She's like, her eyes are closed, and she's just being like, flying truck.
I'm sorry to hear that.
How do you find it if you don't use a map? What do you use?
I've lived here my entire life. I just know the area.
So like big rock this way, like
Yeah, to use the land, the terrain. There's all sorts of things to help kind of guide. And in a way, like,
and yet he put it on the wrong side of the river.
in a way, we can also. Yeah, he rolled very poorly.
Okay.
So, but because you break it down, it's like, okay, I know this is by the river. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I get you.
I'm with you though.
Yeah.
'Cause, sometimes it's like you can feel where these things are, but I think that's just being accustomed to the area, right? Just knowing it well.
Well, we haven't had a chance to do too much exploring, but maybe we'll be able to see some of the festival later.
It's always nice to
I-
bring more people in. You know, it's not something we get to share very often.
What could we possibly expect? You say, I'm from Ireland, and we have a couple of different festivals, and they're all fun and games. But I'm very curious in the different just rituals and celebrations of the world, and how they came to be. Like, what do you exactly do at the different sites?
Yes, good. So you bring something to the word sacrifice is not right, but you bring a gift, and you place it in one of the five sacred pillars, right? And you point at the map. It says, and it's for good luck, right? You effectively give something that you care about or of yourself now, and the dreamer will reward and guide you in the future and help your dreams and wishes come true.
That's a lovely sentiment.
It's
What would you recommend someone who isn't from the area might give?
it if it matters to you, then it is worth as a gift. So some people give portions of crops. That's what they have. Right. As long as it matters.
Good to know.
What are you asking the dreamer for?
Though fighting to stop. It's caused too much harm and hurt too many people.
Agreed.
And Dr. Salvatore kind of clears her throat. Just, it's very cool that we have an excursion set up. You know, Gregorio, seriously, thank you very much for that. We really need to address this soldier camp on lockdown issue because if you can't get out of the camp, then we can't do anything else, right?
Very true.
So, look, what we can try to contact Caduceus via the radio and see if they'll get the soldiers to stand down, maybe. Right? I don't. Dr. Gomez, what do you think of all this? He sits there, like picks up a cup of coffee that he's looking at, like kind of wistfully. Just goes, well, the soldiers need a lockdown. We need a lockdown. That's what we're supposed to do. As the head of camp, I'm in charge of everyone's safety, and I got to make sure that we do what the soldiers are asking us to do. You know, they're the experts here.
Dr. Gomez.
Yeah.
And I point to Murphy. What's his name?
They're a Canadian fellow, right?
Aye.
Officer Murphy? Is that right?
Very good.
All right, yeah. No, we talked this morning. It was brief.
Good job,
but-
bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Good.
sure did.
I've got to say, I'm a little bit concerned about you. You've been missing a step the past couple of days. Have you been sleeping all right?
A couple of days. You just arrived this morning.
No, Doctor, we've been here for 3 days.
You can ask Salvatore.
And she nods in agreement as he looks over, and he's like,
Well,
Have you had any strange dreams?
He blinks and he starts to kind of grapple with what you're telling him, right? And you can see he's assessing and like looking, and he goes over to his desk and he picks up like a little journal that he has and he starts looking at it. And he just like frowns and it starts to look really upset.
What's that journal look like?
It's just like a normal like notebook, right?
Okay.
But he's like flipping back through the pages, and you can kind of see the dates. He's just annotating what's going on in the camp throughout the day, and you can see him flip back to like a couple days prior when he annotated that you arrived at camp. And like looks at the date, and he looks at the current date, and he flips to the second page saying that you guys arrived back at camp again, right? And he's like, what the hell is this?
There's something here, and it is messing with your mind.
What do I do?
Well,
What do we do?
We can help,
you can.
but you need to stay away from the soldiers.
Dr.
Okay.
Inverness, would you like to take care of this, or would you allow me?
Be my guest.
He like smiles, and there's like a shine to his teeth, and he's like, Dr. Gomez, are you familiar with mesmerism?
I've read a couple studies on it. Yeah.
A lot of the old stuff is simply bunk, magnetizing water and mass hysteria and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shared experiences. Would you like to try it just a little bit to see if we can't get you back on track?
It's worked wonders for me in the past.
He kind of looks over at Dr. Salvatore, and she like nods, like. He's like, yeah. Okay, let's try it.
Oh, let's simply have a seat over here, and I will seat myself directly across from you.
Mm-hmm.
So should we perhaps find somewhere with a little privacy?
That would be good.
Given that you're in the larger hospital tent, there are like sectioned off curtained areas, right? So you can easily. The way I picture this is like a main. I don't know if you've ever seen some of those like military tents that like are modular that go together. So it's like an open area where people are brought in and like assessed, and then there's wings of just like carved up 6x8 rooms basically with like little beds in them and or cots.
Yeah, I don't want Gregory and Ramon to be sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? Spooky stuff?
No, that's you guys know spooky stuff.
Can
Cool.
I watch? Can I watch?
That's valid. So okay, Cecil and Dr. Gomez kind of just go off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, too easy. Yeah, you sit down and he's like, okay, so what do you need me to do?
Oh, nothing especially energetic. So you don't need to do anything really aside from relax. Just listen to my voice and look deeply into my eyes. Oh, what lovely eyes you have there.
Oh,
And
thank you.
he just like starts to kind of do his thing. His periwinkle eyes seem to kind of shine, and maybe the light is hitting them in a different fashion. And he's like, just listen to my voice and imagine you're in a lift and you're going down. And when I count to 10, you will be on the bottom floor and you'll be completely relaxed. And then he starts counting down, and we'll roll some hypnosis here.
Roll dice.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Noise. Oh, not good enough for a critical success. Success. That's okay. I got a hard success.
Okay, that'll do it. What are you trying to do? You want to? Yeah, what are you trying to do?
That's a good question. He is trying to see if he can restore his memory.
Okay.
Or see what's blocking it and why it happened. So.
Hard success. Yeah. Okay. So you go to restore Dr. Gomez's memory, and he relaxes, and you can start to see a replay of some of the last couple days, right? And there is willpower. This is actually important.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need to roll?
Yes, please.
Yes. I don't know about that. A power roll?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine then. A normal success.
Okay, cool.
Very close though.
You can feel the power of some type of strange magic at work here. It's not hypnosis, right? It's something different and hard to describe, right? But it is effectively muddling Gomez's memory and causing like these like hard resets. It's the equivalent of you go into basically his memories, his recollection, right? You go in and you look at the stuff, and where these things should be archiving, there's just static, right? You can see on like one side of his mind are all these like childhood memories and his training and all this stuff that got him to where he is today, right? Perfectly preserved. And then there are the short-term memories of like the day-to-day activities in camp. And for some reason, that bridge of creating short-term to long-term has been just devastated. And the filter that these things go through, it basically becomes this weird staticky pixelated mesh process where the things that are archived make very little sense or just don't even register. And you're able to, with that roll, reach out and start to clear away that strange like tornado of confusion that's been kind of put into his mind. And the memories start to flow and register correctly once again.
Okay.
And you can see this register on his face.
Okay, and so when that does that, Cecil kind of like it's like, now I'm going to very good. Just remain calm. I'm going to count back up again now, and like when I get to 1, you're going to be perfectly fine. And so it's like 3, 2, and like snaps on the 1.
His eyes regain a level of color or energy that just didn't exist there before, right? He seems less glazed over and more sharp and focused now after this happens. And he just kind of... Okay. Okay.
Gomez, do you remember what caused this interference? My fear would be it might happen again, in which case we need to take care of whatever it's causing it.
It's the captain.
He like Cecil like kind of like looks out from like the curtain. He's like, friends, I might need you in here. Wendy, you stay. Learn some more about maps, my lass.
Do me a solid while Wendy's just kind of chilling. Make a listen check.
Sure. Okay. All right, I don't suck at those. I mean, I do suck at those right now, though, because that's a 95. So, no, that's a fail.
Okay. Cool. So, who goes
Shit,
in?
the soldiers are coming, aren't they?
I'm going in.
Okay. What? No, there's not a sound to worry about. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll mosey over there.
Okay.
Mhm.
So he's
No one
Cecil,
can
like,
hear the howling in the background. Oh, sorry.
Cecil like gives the rundown, and he's like, and in short, I mean, it's a given, but the captain cannot be trusted.
Knew it.
Well, your intuition is usually dead on, Doctor.
Yeah, not always. I'm still sorry about your living room.
Hey, you know what? We were crack on until you mentioned that. So, every other time though, and he like winks. So,
Dr. Gomez describes like his meeting with Captain La Fuente, right? And you see, like he says he came in, he wanted to talk to me about camp security, and then after that, things got weird. He effectively wanted total control over the camp operations, and I told him no. I was the head of the camp. They were there to provide security, but they didn't get to choose what happened with like the doctors or the engineers or anything like that. Those were my people, and they couldn't just assign them or police them as they chose. Right? They would have to coordinate with me, and anything else would be an overstep of their authority. And he said something in it wasn't English, that's for sure. It definitely wasn't Spanish. He said something in a crazy language, and then things got weird. I just didn't. I wasn't able to track stuff until we sat down. I couldn't even remember that happened until just now.
Do you remember what it sounded like?
It's like he was
Did
hissing.
it sound like hissing?
Yeah, it was like he was hissing at me, like it was like an angry tea kettle. You know, it was so weird.
Jesus. Well, great.
But it's the same kind of like hissing noise you'd hear from like static on like a. I don't know. Maybe it was just in my mind, just like they got all staticky and weird. It was hard to focus when he did it.
And thinking back, when did that begin? About a week ago.
I can hold on. He runs out and comes back real quick with his journal, and he flips back and he says, "Yeah, I have a meeting with the new army leadership. Took place a week ago when they came in."
Well,
Is there any way that he could be recalled by his superiors? Do you know any of their contacts?
We could radio back to, Caduceus. They're the ones that are covering most of that.
Caduceus is, and this is just for my edification, Caduceus is basically running this whole program, including, and they're paying the military as well, right?
Yes. He basically says they're paying the military, but it's also a liaison thing, right? Like the military is offering to help us because we're providing humanitarian aid. We are paying them in terms of like daily maintenance and cost for supporting the soldiers, so food and that kind of stuff, shelter. But the Bolivian army is paying their salaries and everything. This is their just assignment right now, if that makes sense. But they were more than happy to try to help out, especially for a crisis of this size. Right? A lot of people got hurt, and they were very glad to have somebody come down and intervene.
So, Murphy, Oliver, what's the plan here?
I think that we should radio and see if we can find someone to come relieve the lieutenant of his duties. Or the captain, excuse me.
Yeah, I think that's the first. It's a good plan A, but we need to start planning for what happens after that. if we can't get help.
Well, they've got a platoon of guys, so we can't fight them.
It's true. And I believe Caduceus said last time, according to you, Oliver, that they didn't quite seem to take the threat of snake people wearing. Oh, he looks at Gomez. I'm like, as it were, just strange folks. Just
I'm with you.
with the tongue. Sorry about that.
You mean snake people like uncouth or like untrustworthy? Like there's snakes in the grass kind
Sneaky.
of. Yeah, yeah.
It's a Canadian saying. They've kind of picked it up from me.
Yes,
that's cool.
and
like
he claps him on the shoulder, and he's just like, "You're a smart one, yeah." And it's like,
when I talked to Shapiro, he seemed to indicate that it would be a few days at best before anybody could come, and probably, given how long it took us, I'd say a week to a week and a half.
so we have that much time to deal with that, but it seems like
Whatever's happening with the Dreamer is going to happen this week.
We really need to get to that Dreamin' Festival. And I don't know, there's no way we can abandon this camp. There's no way we can just evacuate everybody.
And we have to consider that Miles needs another day to rest, at least.
Well, and I don't know how well any of the medical people can truly fight.
Well, I don't think we need to fight. We just need to knock the captain off his step a little bit so that we can move about as we need to. How do we distract him?
Have we seen him sleep?
Oh, it's skirmish time. What do you got, Kelly? How would you distract and/or fight these people?
Oh heck. Okay, yeah.
Thing just happened.
They say in Canada, my Rumble secretary has booked you a private playdate with my chunky pork mitts.
Even better than I imagined.
You're gold.
We need an alarm that goes off.
I do. I need like an audio cue because they're just pulled up, so I'll just read whichever one I can see first.
Oh man, that was delightful. I think Gomez listens to that and nods thoughtfully, yeah.
Pork mitts. Yeah.
Pork mitts, secretary. Yeah, appointment. This Canadian wisdom is
peculiar.
Yeah.
Say.
It's peculiar saying.
Canada's a weird place.
Insanely efficient. Sorry, that's amazing.
All right. So Murphy, how would you say that we distract him, or do we knock him out?
I mean, have we seen him sleep? That would be my first suggestion is if we can catch him. I don't think they sleep. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think that these snake people, and I wink to Gomez, don't sleep. I just think that they are up scheming all the time.
That makes perfect sense to me.
I don't know. We shouldn't provoke anything. If anything, we should lay low. I'm worried that he's got more people under his spell, wink, that we just won't. More people than we anticipate. And at least from what I've seen, maybe even some outside influences outside of the camp. So
it occurs to me that nice nurse Elena seemed to have a pretty good handle on who was
bad apples
in their manner versus not.
Where is she now? Maybe we can talk to her and see how much else she knows, and hopefully try and keep her safe too.
Excuse me. I'm gonna flash cut real quick, but I like where your head's at.
Yep. Over here, looking at a map, not hearing things. Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead and make another listen check.
Also, I have a cool. It's a dice inside of a dice.
Whoa,
Sorry.
so many dice.
Dissection.
That's a success, but it is a regular success.
Okay.
59 from 65. Yeah.
You catch something You catch the middle of a conversation, right? It seems like the sergeant and the lieutenant had stepped outside and were talking, and it just seems like they've been moving as they were having this conversation and are now in a place where you can hear them. And you hear Sergeant Angela say, like, you know, we have to actually do the ceremony again tonight. If we don't do it, if we don't renew it, then nothing's going to work right. And here, Rodriguez go, you don't have to keep talking in that stupid accent. There's no one else around. You don't have to pretend to be Spanish anymore. Knock it off. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm sorry, I keep doing it because I need to practice to blend it. No, stop! God, I hate it. I hate it so much. Look, you and I both know what has to happen. We get everyone together. We let the captain take care of it. The camp won't be an issue. They found another seal. We'll take care of that tonight. And then we'll get out of this godforsaken place. And you hear the sergeant go, huh, I think you mean Shathaga forsaken. Shut up! Shut up. And then the conversation moves on. Right?
Sorry, I was trying to phonetically spell out that word.
Shathaga?
Yep.
Oh, well, I will spell it for you because that is an insane word.
CHTHAGA? Anywhere close to maybe?
Nope, not even close. It's spelled in an insane
yeah.
way. TSATHOGGUA.
GGUA. Okay. Yeah, nope.
I got the first part.
I
That's it.
will PM it to you.
SATHOGGUA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That one.
It's
Great,
written Tassat Hagagwa something, but it's pronounced.
No, just like to be clear,
Yep.
not even kind of close.
That's
nope.
pretty close.
Okay. Well, I just want to let you know that the closed captioning brought it up as Chicago.
Yes, we all know that. Thanks, Chicago.
Chicago forsaken. That's what happens when you have thin crust
that's
pizza.
good.
You can.
That was the bit from that Jim Carrey movie, the Ace Ventura, Chicago. Never mind.
Okay.
Oh yeah, from the movie.
Chicago.
The movie about Chicago.
Oh,
Ace
there
Ventura,
we go.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. I was like, where is Chicago in any of the Ace Ventura movies?
Chicago.
Things that do
Right,
not
'cause
stand
he
the
didn't
test
speak,
of time. The
Bantu or whatever.
transphobia in Ace Ventura. Just saying.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, like real bad. Real bad.
True.
Things that have not aged well, but that was the bit that got stuck in my mind.
No, that's very good. So yeah, that is what Wendy hears. Is that snippet of conversation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Very
She's
chill.
gonna,
Very cool.
Like flap the like cloth, canvas next to her, like shit. So like we're gonna they should be able to hear me in the I'm flapping the canvas, because I'm not necessarily getting up and walking over there, but
Yeah.
so I'm imagining it like Gremorio and Ramon are probably like, are you having a seizure?
Are you okay? Do you need
Yes.
help with something? And the canvas walls. Is
All right,
like,
very excited by this map.
Ah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. It's a very nice map. He looks at his brother and
and the things that you added to it, just make it so much clearer where things are.
Glad I could help add to your excitement. Should you be moving that much? You look very hurt.
Flying trucks. Yep.
But yeah, you can all see the canvas like just shaking weirdly from the other side where Wendy's like there probably
Heaven
batting on it.
forbid.
Should we?
I'll leave and just go check in.
Okay.
Wendy, are you okay? What's going on?
I am spasms of pain. I think we should definitely need to talk to the doctors.
Heard. I'll kind of dip back in the other room, like, come here real quick. I'll kind of dip outside of the curtain that Wendy's in and just keep an eye out to see if anyone's around. And I don't necessarily need to hear the conversation. I'll just be lookout.
Gregorio, I think the mess hall tent has mac and cheese. If you want to grab some for you and your brother, it's very American. Not even real cheese. Yep.
Sorry, 1 second.
He's got to be. He's recovering. He's got to be hungry, right?
Did something happen with the video? Is it still up?
I can still see it.
Okay.
Oh no, it's frozen.
No, we're frozen.
Boo.
Uh-oh.
The captions are still going.
Yeah, why is that happening? It's very bizarre.
We have a blame. We have a finger pointing the blame at snake people.
Yep.
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense. I'm sorry. It makes
Sense.
For whatever.
What's the
Chicago.
captain?
Chicago's forsaken us.
Yes. What is the past tense of forsake?
Forsook.
Yeah, right. Like forsooken.
Yep.
Wait. Forsooken Chicago.
Take, took, sake, forsook.
Yeah, right. Me smice. Yep.
That leaves me for shook.
How dare you?
How dare!
All right. Well, this is unfortunate, but I may actually have to stop and start again.
Oh no!
Spirit of Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
It's
Be a good
1930s. We
moment
expect things
for.
to- Well, come on.
Alrighty then.
Could be like a good 5-minute break or something.
Yeah.
If we want
Let's take 5, and we will come back.
to. Cool.
Why am I waving? That's fine.
We're on.
Okay, we're back, and it looks like we solved most of that issue. Yes, everything seems to be moving and shaking accordingly. So cool. Hey, thanks for bearing with us through the technical difficulties. Computers are complicated and they do whiz bang things, and we're back to it. Let's go. So everyone's kind of meeting with Wendy now. She's called everyone back saying, hey, I've got some, doctor issues. And hey, maybe the chow hall's got some mac and cheese, Gregorio, that you could take your brother to go grab. And he says, okay, yeah, I would like to get my brother more than some snacks. So yes, of course. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. And he takes Ramon and they leave. Not
even real cheese. Yes.
It's cheese product, but
yeah, pasteurized cheese product.
Right.
Yep.
It's the concept of cheese. But regardless, you have the tent. It's just the 4 of you plus Dr. Gomez plus Dr. Salvatore, right?
All right. So
problems.
Yeah, you said you're having some medical issues. It's the 1930s, so I can't just give out cocaine anymore, but I can give you morphine.
No, Auntie said no drugs.
Sir, this is Bolivia. You can give people cocaine.
Well, we're not supposed to.
Yeah, actually, you just give me the coca leaves, right? I just chew them up. Yeah, that's fine. Outside, you guys were talking with Gomez, the lieutenant and the sergeant outside suspect that we know something. And they said there's a ceremony that they have to do tonight. Also, apparently Rodriguez really hates Sergeant's accent. fake. He's not Spanish, and Bolivian, Latin, whatever. And that there's another seal that they have to take care of tonight, so they're not really worried about us. This is problems. Tonight, we have to get out of here. Also, ow.
If there's a ritual, there are ritual artifacts that could go missing and disrupt it.
That is true. That might
ceremony and seal. So, like, she holds up the map, like at another one of the points, probably, right?
Hard to know which one.
I imagine that the children might know that, as they might be leading us to the next one that happens to be on their way. So we have a couple of things to solve. Did they say that the ceremony was different than the seal?
I think so.
Yeah,
it seemed like the ceremony was to keep people pacified or to keep the camp under control, and the seal was something else. Like, they didn't agree.
I see. So we have a lot of people to protect. They want to do some kind of ceremony on us. And that's likely why they have us locked down.
For sure.
So either key ritual objects go missing, or Wendy, you still have that fancy bracelet, don't you?
Yep.
On an unrelated note, he says, looking at Gomez, I was like, perhaps starting a fire would be a good distraction.
How big of a
Something
fire?
to say, Gomez.
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna lie, I thought about sicking the monkey on them. It was a thought that occurred.
I gotta look. I get your.
It can be bartered with. If we need it to steal something, all you gotta do is take like a little bit of aluminum foil, just trade it.
I don't feel like I get the Canadian slang in this conversation, but I do get fire. I'm with that one, and I gotta ask, like, what are you trying to? Like, how big of a fire? We only have so many things out here.
And let's be real, guys. This is a jungle. Everything is rotting around us. The humidity's 100%. We're all drenched in sweat all day.
Like,
getting much to burn is going to be a challenge.
Like, I'm all for helping. Whatever needs to. However, we get these soldiers off of our backs and make sure they don't hurt any of my people, right? I'm all about that. We just can't. I have real concerns about burning the camp.
I think that something is exerting
could just be one of their
influence on the soldiers, and that if that could be stopped, a lot of the problem would go away.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't seen Captain Lafuente in a little bit. Hasn't been around the camp. Maybe. Is this a? Yeah.
The soldiers that have come in and that have interfered with your mind, they are not who they say they are.
Yeah, they're snake people.
We have that.
We're real, just uncouth,
real shifty,
uncouth bastards. Mm-hmm.
The absolute worst. I have a feeling some of them aren't, and perhaps the only one who knows who aren't the bad eggs, as it were, would be what is her name? Elena. She may know. So I would propose perhaps we contact Caduceus. Someone gets on Elena and see if she knows who the good ones and the bad ones are.
Or what's important, like what they take with them out the camp, maybe?
Say that again.
Do Oliver's plan and mess with their ritual objects? Or burn them? I guess. You did give me a hammer, so now everything looks like a nail, is all I'm saying.
The problem with hammers, isn't it? So what do you all think of that? Or perhaps we do it in a different order or abandon any of those?
We're like, they can still use the radio, right? Like I know it's Caduceus radio, but like, do they still use it?
They could.
So, like, how about we use the radio and then we remove something?
Yes.
I don't volunteer for the antenna again, just clarifying, but something. Because falling out of the tree hurt.
Wouldn't ask you to, my friend. Once was quite enough. Mr. Murphy, we rely on you to track down the charming Ursulena.
I'll kind of pop my head in and give a thumbs up. You want me to go now, or?
In your own
Okay,
time.
great. Oh, okay. All right.
You see, and if I'm given some time, I might be able to locate the objects myself.
Brilliant.
With some just hard thinking, he says, looking at Gomez.
Yeah, skills of deduction.
I was first in my class at All Boys Academy, Northern Ireland. But that might mean that maybe I sit here and think with poor Wendy here.
Hey, just to be on the same page, right? So, if you're all part of some like special operation mission or something like that, like I'm cool with it. If you don't have to like talk in code, I can just help you out.
But what did Shapiro tell you, Dr. Gomez?
When he
I just there's a lot going on here, and you have a lot of interesting responses and stuff. I don't know. Like, I saw some stuff during the war. I know that these kind of things exist. So if that's what's going on here, I just want to let you know I got your back, right?
What kind of things do you think exist? Out of curiosity.
Oh, like clandestine services, stuff that happened in the Great War, people doing some cloak and dagger stuff, right? I don't know. If there's something going on down here in Bolivia with like, if you're here to like do some infiltrating the Paraguayan army.
Subterfuge.
Yeah, that's what they're known for, is their, subterfuge and clandestine operations up in Canada.
What would you be willing to help with, Gomez?
Anything. I'm just letting you know that, like, I get it. If you're, your aid workers wink, yeah, okay, cool. Like, look, there's a lot going on, and like my mind's kind of a mess right now, but
You're rallying admirably, Doctor.
And perhaps that's what we need. Perhaps you can rally the rest of Caduceus, the aid workers and the medical people.
Absolutely, I
And
can.
Let them
anybody like the
understand
boys
that
that's only here
something's going down tonight,
collaterally.
and the captain is not to be trusted. Our very lives might be in danger here.
Hey, go ahead. Everyone, roll a spot hidden.
Probably
just
not.
fucking grip it and rip it,
Woo!
baby.
Thank you for your
Slap
donation.
that down, dude.
Thank you. Yeah.
That
for the big
Is
boy.
going to be a hard success.
That is a regular success.
I am concentrating very hard on planning right now, so that's a 0 for me.
Gotcha.
I'm staring at the floor.
So I got distracted by the McElroys. So is Wendy and Oliver succeeded?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear crackling and smell smoke.
It was not me. It was not me. It's not me.
I'll be right back.
Okay. As you go outside, you can see.
Book it toward the radio tent.
Yeah, it is on
Yeah,
fire. It's actively on fire. Like you can see, like the beginnings of just like flames starting to eat their way up the canvas tent, and one of the soldiers, a little far away, just quickly walking back over to the soldier camp area. As this canvas is slowly just being engulfed in flame, right?
I'm gonna try and pull the tent down.
Okay.
And hopefully.
I will help.
All right.
Yeah, something is burning, and it was not me.
Yeah. Yeah. Murphy, come here. I need you.
Yep, on my way.
Saints preserve us. I look outside to see the image.
Like a plume of smoke just heading up.
Canvas, like pull the tent down so that like the radio equipment might not get melted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Hey, go ahead and roll. I'll give you strength or dexterity for this one. Your choice. Right.
I know what I'm going with.
Strength, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a regular success.
Okay.
And for me, yeah, that's a regular success.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you start like pulling off this tent. The stakes kind of come up. You like just take the frame and just slam it over. The equipment, some of it like gets caught on the frame, like the table gets knocked, but it looks like it's okay. You can still hear like the crackling of like the radio as it's live and ready to work. So.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shout at the soldiers, be like, "Hey, stop that man! Alto, El, Soldado."
So they all look at you and just go.
Yeah, if only because he was walking away. I didn't see it. Never mind. But yes.
The rest of the soldiers look at you and they just go, "Agalo!"
Useless.
Yeah. The lieutenant and the sergeant come kind of running over towards you, and they say, why are you destroying things?
One of your men,
Or my men.
just set fire to this tent. What is going on, Sergeant?
It's a very bold accusation. No, I will get to my men, and I will get to all of my men, and you can tell me which one it was, and we can sort that from here. And he like points at one of the soldiers, like, get everyone. And soldiers start coming over. I think it's about 20, right?
I'm gonna like poke Cecil because I'm assuming you can hear at least part of this, right? Maybe I can roll. That's fine. But if we can hear part of it, I'm gonna like poke Cecil and be like, "We have a distraction."
How well can you walk?
I will. With quite pain, but I will soldier through. Not a good choice of words. Yeah. No.
Gomez, Doctor, we're going to need your help.
Okay, absolutely. Real quick, just a reminder for Pulp rules, right? You can burn luck to get back hit points. If that is something you want to do. I'm putting it out there so... Because, it's a newer system. This is something we haven't played around with as much, right?
Yeah.
So, there's an option where you can... burn 20 luck to gain back a d6, right? That's usually when you take damage.
Okay.
But...
That's a... Yeah.
In this case...
I'm a little bit better than... because I still have 8 and my total is 19.
Okay.
So, like, it's not dire. And 20 pounds, like, that's a lot of luck.
It is.
Yeah.
But just want to point out that those things exist, right? So we don't forget the mechanics over there.
No, that was good. I probably should have known that when I got hit by a truck, but yes.
They're also all categorized in the channel for luck things. If you want to do a quick review, but yeah. So Gomez and Salvatore are perfectly happy to like run in, kind of help Wendy get on her feet. Once you get up and moving, right? You're hurt. It's rough. You can move, right? You're not dying for sure, but you're definitely gonna feel it. You're definitely feeling it.
Some of my bone edges are sharp. Yes.
All right. So, the plan is to get out of here.
Well, or find something in like the officers' tents if there's anything in there that we can either steal or burn or whatever. There's an arsonist around. If something else burns, at least they're not going to primarily suspect me, right? Yeah.
Let's
It's
get
the monkey. It's totally the monkey. Yes.
Yes. So wait a second. Let me see. He seems a little flustered. He's like, "We need to get the children so they can be our guides. We just need to make sure everybody, if they're rounding everybody up."
It sounded like they were rounding up soldiers. I don't know if they're rounding up everybody else.
Well, so
Right.
they're rounding up soldiers right now. Gomez was asked to go kind of get everyone camp civilians together, but hasn't done that yet because he's helping you move. So I'm going to switch over real quick to this mode since we're dealing with camp stuff. And put the map of the camp back up. So yeah, what I'm picturing is by the radio tent, there is Professor Inverness, there is Canadian Officer Murphy hanging out by the now kind of like crackling and burning radio tent that was flipped over, preserving the radio. And in that area, the soldiers that were in their little tents are now kind of coming over. The ones that are guarding the perimeter don't join them, right? They stay in their positions. So it's the ones who are like playing cards or cleaning their rifles or cleaning their boots or just like kind of sitting and looking vacantly at nothing, right? Doing normal soldier stuff. Kind of start shuffling over, right? And then Wendy and Cecil, you're still in the hospital tent, right? Gregorio and his brother Ramon went to the mess tent.
All right. Salvatore is still with us?
Yes, Salvatore is still with you as well.
Okay. He says, Salvatore, could you go get the wee ones from the mess hall and maybe bring them back here for now?
Okay. So
Wendy, you and I?
Okay, so go get the kids, bring them back to the hospital tent. Okay, I'm on it. And she
But
breaks off.
keep them out of sight if you can. Gomez, Wendy, do you want to make a little excursion to the? Give me 1 second to think. And like Cecil is like going to try to scry and see it. He's gonna cast about and see if he can like find anything important in the officer's tent.
Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to find ritual items, if that's a thing.
Yeah, the officer's tent is this last little tent in the semicircle row at the bottom, right?
Got it.
The one that has not been charred or bombed out partially. They're the nice ones. Oh. Vicky, if you're talking, I cannot hear you.
It's because I'm muted.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be why. Sorry. The officer tent is so it's the one in the semicircle that's like furthest to the bottom of the map, the south.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not like if we wanted to like head off into the jungle away from the radio tent, we wouldn't be. Yeah. Okay, so we'd need to like either go back through the soldier tents or because I was thinking like if we're grabbing them from the mess tent back into hospital tent, we could just kind of go from the northern end of the hospital tent back into the jungle if we really needed to get the shit out of there. But if it's the officer's tent is the closest one to the radio, we're gonna have to be sneakier about it. Crap. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm doing a little.
Making sure. Yep.
Little recon.
Yeah, a little mystic recon. So I have to roll below. I got a striking success, whatever the best one is.
Oh, an excellent success. All right, cool.
Yeah.
You. How do you decide to use your clairvoyance, right?
Oh yeah. So he takes like he looks to everybody. Usually he's just like, Murphy, hold me if I fall. But he's like, he just sits down and like his eyes kind of like maybe the tent dims a little bit, and the brooch that he has that matches his eye kind of like shines at the same time that his eyes do. Could be the trick of the light. And he kind of leaps from his body, as it were, just mentally, and like goes through the tent, and then like past the burning remnants of the radio tent, and into the officer's tent,
Very
and
cool.
like starts searching about for something that might look a little different. I don't know if that's a separate role though.
I like where you've got some time. You're not really pressed. Although there's something I want to bring to your attention. So roll some dice. You jump into the officer's tent, and there is, man, there is a Bolivian army captain. You can say they have all the cool insignias on their shoulder, right, in their jacket, who has just removed his face entirely, and is like just looking like this black scaled snake person head as it's staring into a mirror, kind of hissing at itself, and is now covering its face in these weird purple and golden like runes or makeup lines, to make this very elaborate and like large looking set of eyes that kind of go over its own.
So like that, like kind of mystic, the darkness, like like the dimming of the tent, and then his glowing eyes. And he just goes, ah!
It,
and
for a second, like it looks over at you, reaches towards you, and grabs another jar of that weird makeup and sets it back on the desk, and
so
like
Wendy
continues to just.
So Wendy sees Cecil go. That's a close one.
That's not good.
So Cecil says, "It's like, I know everybody else is here, and that's fine. I just want to let you all know that the captain is in this tent, putting on his face. He's putting on ritual makeup, and it does not look good.
Oh, okay. So
we must move quickly if we are to do anything."
Like lipstick?
Nope, his face is removed, and he's putting on paint.
Oh, so both putting on face and putting on. Oh.
It's a turn of phrase. But Cecil like casts about in the tent to see if there's any special ritual wands or like a orb, something that he knows he could tell people to be like, break that thing.
There is something that looks like on the desk next to the snake person. There's a large rock, right? It looks like volcanic rock, just like jet black, right? And it's been kind of smoothed over, and it's been painted again with another like large iris. And it's got just this like, the white eyes with a very like dark purple black center that looks very deliberately painted for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else as you look around is like there's some gear, there's some rations, there's an extra pair of uniforms, there's a box under the bed that says dynamite handled with care. There's just the normal stuff that you would have in an officer's tent.
He's like, he kind of like nods, and he says, if we're to destroy anything or get it out of his hands, there's a smooth volcanic rock that is painted with an eye. That's very important. And there's dynamite under the bed. We need both those things. And then he like slips out and like stands up a little woozy.
Cool.
Okay.
Make a sanity check.
Well, if they're
please.
assembling the soldiers, is he going to come out with the rest of the soldiers, or are we going to have to find a way to get him out?
Likely he will come out with the other soldiers.
With his
That'll give
face
us a
on.
chance to get in there. I know you're hurt, but you're probably the sneakiest of the bunch.
Yeah, I guess I only have to be so sneaky until we have the dynamite, right? Yeah, sure.
Do me a favor for Cecil, make a sanity check, please.
Yep,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yep. Come here. Sorry if the laptop is shaking. The cat is rubbing his face on it.
It's okay. I made it at a 69, and I rolled a 60.
Very nice.
Nice.
Okay. It's only 1 point of standard damage. And I also want to give you one other cool thing. There is, in a small hand-carved wooden chest on that same desk, there is a sleek, dark-looking flute. Right? It's weird. It has like an oil slick kind of shimmer as you look at it, but it's just in this handmade wooden box.
Wouldn't be the Amazon without pan flute.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, like, last thing, there is a strange, slick, shimmering lute that's in a wooden box.
Oh, sorry, flute.
Flute.
Yeah.
There we go.
Flute.
Very different. So, he says, that also seems to be important. We should probably, you know what, Wendy, I'll go with you.
Okay, so we'll flash back to Oliver and Murphy talking to the sergeant and lieutenant, and the rest of the soldiers have kind of started to gather around in like a semicircle. The sergeant looks at two of them and is like, "Put out the fire," and they start like stomping on the canvas tent to like make sure it's kind of smoldering at this point. The canvas has mostly just burnt itself off the frame, and they just stomp out the rest of it. He says, "Okay, so."
Look, Sergeant, I don't want to make more of this than it is, but somebody threw a cigarette or something and caught the tent on fire. I came out of the hospital, I saw it was burning, I pulled it down, and I saw one of your men walking away. Oh. Now, if he wants to own up, fantastic, but otherwise, you need to keep a close watch. No more smoking in camp, please.
Well, the way I see it, this is the second time you've been over by this tent and there's been fire. So, yes, one of my men said you were here last night, and he points at like the charred tree. It's like, so.
Am I Zeus?
Was a monkey.
Do I cast lightning?
I should think not.
Well, I can't be responsible for the weather, Sergeant.
Well, then clearly no one is at fault. It's the weather then.
Is it just daylight? Like
Yeah.
there's no clouds?
The daylight, blue sky, like a couple little fluffy clouds that like make it very picturesque. One looks like a turtle. It's like, oh, look at that. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Something's not adding up here. That seems it's nice and sunny out. What kind of weather causes fire? I mean, it's hot, but it's humid.
he sighs and looks over at the lieutenant. The lieutenant just goes, "You listen for." I said, "You listen for one darn second." Clearly, we have, before we start hurling around accusations and causing infighting, maybe we have just a large camp meeting and we get all of this sorted out. You have your Dr. Gomez, you bring your people over, I bring in the rest of my soldiers, we talk through it, and we continue without issue.
Look, Lieutenant, I don't think that there's any issue here other than simple camp safety. Now, if we have a team meeting scheduled later in the week or something, that's fine. But all of our people have duties to attend to. It's simple enough to pass the word, don't smoke by the tents.
He gives you a kind of a look like he's just annoyed. At this
Annoying,
whole,
so that's
like,
fine.
this whole just logic you're bringing to this conversation. And he says, try to see it from my perspective, right? Hey, do me a favor, roll power.
Sure.
Get him.
Just as a reminder, I get
Resist.
a,
Resist.
And I'm going to need you to make
I get
a
a bonus die when making power rolls, so I'm going to roll 2 and pick the better.
hell yeah. And it needs to be a hard success or better.
Which is good because one of those was a 99, but the other is a 25.
Oh, that did it.
Woof.
He says, I need you to see it from
That'll do a hard success.
my perspective, right? And there's a surge of like weird energy almost. Like Kelly, you can kind of feel it. Of like a light almost concussion, right?
Oh boy.
Yep. As there's like a what the hell was that? As this lieutenant does something that exerts force or will towards Oliver to say, I need to see it from my perspective. And for a second, you do, right? He puts some thoughts into your head of like, oh, okay, no, this is way too easy. If we just follow the rules, everyone will be fine. Like, we'll just work with these soldiers. Yeah, let me go talk to Dr. Gomez and convince Gomez to just bring everyone in here. He'll be easy to convince anyway. He already likes the soldiers. And these thoughts just kind of waterfall and then are quickly cut off at the source. And you're like, those are not my thoughts. I'm not doing any of that shit. And you kind of
I'll make a motion and like half turn, like I'm sort of nodding and walking away.
Good. I'm glad you see reason.
No, Lieutenant, we're not going to do that. You have a job here, which is to protect the camp. If the camp is on fire, it's not being protected.
Out of character, when your kid gets in trouble in the future, this is the voice you're going to use.
Yes, in the future.
I'm intimidated, but
he's just like full on like professor in high dudgeon, like just look, you silly little tradespeople, we have important work to do here.
The lieutenant just again gives you another look and just goes, okay, we'll do it the hard way. And like you hear the soldiers like pick up weapons and start like just cocking these rifles as he just makes a gesture towards you, right? And they start moving in and says, well, I'm going to detain you now for the safety of the camp. After all, safety is my responsibility, right? And like I think as this is happening, we flash cut to like Cecil and Wendy, who are just kind of working their way around these tents. You can see this scene kind of going down, right? And you get to a point where you're circling around. I'm not gonna make you roll a stealth check. There's a lot of focus on these two, so
on the weapons being readied.
Yeah. There's way too much focus on that, and you're not really making that much of a problem. But as you kind of round I think you go around the staff tents, like cut through the forest a little bit and then go behind into the soldier tent. But as you're in that little like forest peninsula by the radio tent on the map, if you will, very close by, you can see the point where the soldiers all like kind of cock their weapons and start to get they start to escalate their level of intimidation. And a couple of them start walking towards Oliver.
It'd be really nice if we had some dynamite right now. Okay.
Wendy, I'd love your opinion on this. So either he's still in there, and I can
My
knock on the
opinion is that
door.
we're screwed. Sorry, say
I'm-
that one more time.
And I could distract him while you go in. Or we simply go in guns ablazing, and he kind of like has his like pats his rifle.
I vote for distract. Maybe tell him that he needs to be out and see that mess going on. I mean, it's his command, right?
Right, you are.
But like maybe announce it a little bit before you open the tent flap because face. Because
Oh.
face.
Heaven forbid he would want to save face in this situation.
I just meant that's gross. It sounds gross. I don't want to see that.
Oh no, I understand. So I'll do the knocking, and he like while he walked you over, he basically painted a word picture of where everything is.
Yeah.
In the tent.
So as you start making noise at the front, she's gonna like try and slip under the canvas in the back of the tent, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you knock on the.
Pull out a stake and slip under. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knock on the door.
I start screaming in Irish.
Okay.
Oh no.
You knock on the door. You hear. Who's there?
Does he come outside?
No, you just. It's like one of those real. It's like imagine there's a tent flap with a thin like wooden plywood door that's basically been installed, right? So the door doesn't open immediately, but you can very clearly hear the captain say, "Who is it?"
Yes. It is Lord Cecil Davenport at your service, sir. There is something going on out here, and I believe that you should come out immediately. And honestly, I would feel so much safer if you were out here by my side. There's so many crazy. Oh, they have guns. You have to come out. There's a fire.
The lieutenant.
You got to make some haste.
The lieutenant and the sergeant can handle it.
I'm gonna try and roll persuade.
Okay. Go ahead, Wendy,
Charm.
and roll stealth at advantage because he is being distracted.
Yeah. Well, I already have advantage. I
Oh,
don't know if that changes things.
get it.
Yeah. Wait a
No,
second.
that's a fail.
So wait a second. Is it charm or
This would be
charm or
charm.
persuade?
Actually.
Got it.
Yeah. Persuade is like, hey, I've brought facts and can cite my sources and would like to actively change your mind on this opinion almost permanently. Whereas charm is like, hey, we're cool, work with me, right?
Yeah. Hey. That is a hard success. Not an excellent.
Yay.
Okay.
He says a little too loudly. He's like, "I see you standing inside the doorway." Kind of so
The
windy.
silhouetted.
Might as well just come out.
He says, all right, look, I'll come take care of this, but I need you to know that I'm extraordinarily... Who the hell are you? He turns and looks at Wendy as she's kind of scrambling in, right?
Oh gosh.
What are you doing in
Does
my
he
tent?
have his human face
No,
on?
he's got like this the full like
Oh,
insane
fucking
snake mask with like terrifying makeup. Like he reaches for his face that has just like been casually tossed on the dresser and like stops to
Wendy's
reconsider.
gonna like
looks back at you.
dramatically blink, like she's like blinking dust out of her eyes or something. Like maybe we can salvage this mess. It didn't sound like you were coming out to help us. I wanted to be with an officer. It seemed safer in here.
No. Roll power, please.
Okay.
At a hard success.
Oh. Shit. Oh, no, that's fine. I rolled a 19. That is not an extraordinary, but it is a hard success.
Okay. Meet wins.
Yeah.
So he looks at you and says, "No, you need to forget
Might
this.
have failed.
You
Sorry, go ahead.
need to forget this and leave immediately." And your brain like statics out for a second, where you're just like, what? Like the entire reason, like why you're in this tent, what's been happening for the last couple minutes, like starts to get fuzzy and weird, and you just kind of forget why you're there, and have that whole like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know why I'm here. You're like regarding him in this like half, this human to snake setup, and going like, that's not registering is weird. It's just
why am I on the ground
Yeah.
and my butt is outside of the tent?
that's
Yeah, like,
so bizarre that's happening. Like, because like in the same way you would regard like a coat rack, the captain is just there, and you're like, okay, and you go to leave, and then again you have that just breakthrough of willpower and go like, no, wait, and like the static kind of clears, and you're like, holy shit, that guy's like a half snake person that's just telling me to do stuff, and you like crystallize where you are in this, and he's just like, what are you doing? Get out! You don't do not come in here.
she's gonna like feign being like dizzy or like confused, and instead of leaving the tent though, I'm gonna crawl forward and go and get up and still be like, yeah, I guess I shouldn't be in here, like, I'm sorry, this was wildly inappropriate, I'm so sorry, officer. And she's gonna stumble and try and hit the desk, just to like knock the shit off of it, because by now there's a obviously painted rock in a box. So yeah, like,
What's going on in there? I
feel
guess I'll just
so
let
weird.
myself in.
Oh,
He looks at you and he's like, God damn it! And then someone else yells, Shakathaga, damn it! So,
Oops, guess I'll just let myself in.
we'll flashcut back to
I don't know what's going on.
Oliver and Kelly,
Oh,
right?
Is this your face? You need that?
What a good scene!
Are
What a
these-
good scene!
Chicken cutlets? I'm confused.
So the soldiers start like kind of.
In my head, it looks like one of the like face masks, like the paper that's moist, like just like scoopy.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Oh no.
We've let back in by the radio tent, right? Oliver, these soldiers start to like kind of to menace you, right? They start to like they cock their rifles. They're still holding them kind of like low to the ground, like not pointed at you, but they have them on their and they step forward, and they're like, okay, you have to come with us.
I'm gonna also just kind of look at Oliver and gauge a reaction of, do you want me to step in or can we come get you later? Almost like are you good? Are they coming for me too, or specifically him?
The lieutenant looks at you and goes, what about you? You have some problems with the way I'm running things here?
I'm gonna try and quick gauge that reaction from Oliver, if he needs help right now or if he thinks he's okay.
I'll sort of shake you off if I can get away with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot happening in
like-
this scene, so yeah.
Be like, nah, I mean, listen, I get where everyone's coming from. I think a meeting would be good.
Okay. Well, then you go with Sergeant Anglo here. Let Dr. Gomez know we're going to have a camp meeting in 10-15 minutes right here. Okay? Good.
You got it, bud.
So, you two grab him and let's go sit down and talk. We're going to figure some things out.
You are being absolutely ridiculous, Lieutenant. Get your hands off me, I say.
And the two like,
Where am I going to go? We're in the middle of the damn jungle. Ridiculous.
throw him in the brig. We don't have a brig. All right, build a brig and then throw him in there. So they kind of grab you and start escorting you back towards the soldier camp area, right? While this is happening, you kind of hear like a bit of a scuffle coming from the officer tent as you're moving back in that direction, right? Let me ask Kelly real quick. Do you go and get Gomez? What do you do as the soldiers kind of disperse and leave you to your choices?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like, the closest equivalent of like twiddling my thumbs, like, oh yeah, I'll go look for Dr. Gomez. Here I go, like real slow, and just I want to assess the full situation because I know, huh? Oh, I know Wendy and Cecil are somewhere, maybe back. I probably didn't even know they leave. They're probably still at the hospital in my mind.
We're fucking this
I
up
know
pretty
where
badly,
Gomez
so you
is.
might know
Gomez.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll just a general, I think, intelligence check.
Thank you.
Right.
Kelly, like me, is struggling with the intelligence here of what to do. Okay.
Kind of give you a rundown of who's where doing what.
Ooh. Regular success.
Okay.
That's impressive considering it's a 45.
You did it. No, you take a second to think a bit. You know that Gomez and Salvatore, last time you saw them, were up in the hospital tent, and they're talking about getting Gregorio and his brother out with the rest of you. So there's a strong assumption that they've gone to the mess tent, right?
Right.
Also know that Cecil and Wendy were talking about trying to disrupt whatever was going on, right? So
Sure.
there's a strong assumption that they're probably in the soldier area doing something because you haven't seen them on the aid camp side, right?
Right.
That assumption is further bolstered by some of the weird yelling you start to hear from the officers' tent.
Got it.
As things are kind of dispersing, right? You can just hear an officer being like, oh, God damn it. And the lieutenant just yell, Shathaga, damn it. Right?
Do I see the group of soldiers leading Oliver take notice of the officer's tent? Or are they dead set on like going back to?
They, at the noise, turn and look back at the sergeant and lieutenant lieutenant says, keep going.
Okay. Are they stopping? Like, I guess what I'm trying to assess is there a clear path to the captain's tent, or are people taking notice, and would I draw more attention by walking over there? If not, I'll probably head back to the hospital tent just to see if anyone's there and kind of figure out next steps.
There's no clear path to the officer tent. There's just too much activity going on there. When you get to the hospital tent, you see Dr. Salvatore, Gregorio, and Ramon, right, have all linked up there and are like, they look relieved when you come walking in, and they're like, okay, where's everybody else? I was told we're going to get everyone together and we're going to head out north, right?
That's a very good question. I can't find anyone else, and also Oliver has been detained, so we need to get somewhere safe. Is there anywhere that you know of around here that we could hide out, or that they might have gone? Like, we could try and assess, but I don't know, I think they're in the captain's tent, and something's happening, but I couldn't get over there without drawing too much attention.
Gregorio says, I know a couple of places around here we can duck out and lay low if we need to. I've got a small village we can go to. It's a little ways north.
Let's split the party.
So, do you want to get your friends first?
That's probably a good idea. Let's see.
That's how we got in the situation in the first place.
Am I able to see the captain's tent from the hospital tent? Like, even if that means taking a knife out and like cutting the side of the tent to look out.
Yeah, the angles are a little weird, but yeah, you can like. Oh, there it is. Like,
I'm gonna try and keep an eye on it, and if there's a break, I might try and get over there to help out. I'm gonna tell them to stay here and stay hidden. Like, if that means getting in a hospital bed and pulling the covers up, or like if you can find a supply bin to like hide in, like make sure you're not found by the soldiers.
Okay.
Is without freaking them out too much. That's gonna be my strategy.
Cool. Yeah, they go to it and they start like looking for places to hide.
Oh no.
Wendy and Cecil, right?
Yep.
As Cecil comes walking into the officer's tent, and then again, it's just like you've seen this before, but yeah, it's much crazier now. So it's coming. So it's what I'm picturing, if you all recall, is the Night Mask, right, from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. The just big creepy eyes that are on this thing, right? That's what I have in my brain. So these like just eyes
That
on
is
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn to like look at Cecil, and they're like, "I said, get out." Yes.
Do I have to do this?
He's gonna roll. Yeah, he's gonna throw some stuff at you. So roll power.
Of course.
Because he's burning through shenanigans. Make a.
Oh, that's good.
Is that a good sound or a bad sound?
Oh yeah, no. I was worried because I have one that says
66.
like there's 00, and then I had this, and I read it as 90.
Yeah,
and that's wrong. It's a 9. So
okay.
Excellent success.
Same thing, right? Because he didn't roll that high. Good roll. You get hit with that weird like, why am I here? What's going on? None of this means anything. What have I been doing with my hands for the last 10 minutes? Right? All of that sensation kind of starts to static and like fuzz you out, and then again you're just like, no, like I know what mind control and like weird mind stuff looks like. I refuse to succumb to this.
That's my thing. So Cecil like goes, and he shakes it off and he says, I know about the dreamer and she's spoken to me. Do you want to talk or do you want to fight? I've dreamed her dreams and she's dreamed mine. What do you want to do about it? And like, if Wendy
is he like really intently focused on Cecil now? Because then I'm grabbing the fucking flute.
Cool. Roll sleight of hand.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just ow. Okay.
He looks at Cecil and just goes,
No, that's not no. That's a 37, but no. I don't have anything in sleight of hand, so
no,
that's a fail.
All right. He looks at Cecil and he goes, why would she talk to you? And then whirls around real quick and just like slams a hand on top of Wendy's as you're like reaching for that flute. And he's like, no, that is not for you.
She said it was.
Yeah.
And she said she is a little bit. And she said she's a little disappointed in how you've been muddling about here and fucking things up.
Cecil said fuck.
Language? No. And why should I believe you?
Well, obviously your juju didn't work. Why do you think that happened? We're protected by the dreamer.
We've been guided here for a reason. We know about the 5 points. And we know about the Festival of the Dreamer too.
And the seal you're going to try and open tonight?
And how would we know this much information if she did not put it directly into my dreams? Bit of a moral quandary, isn't it, Captain?
If that is your name.
that's actually not my name.
I know. It's not a name anyway, it's a rank. Yeah.
So, go ahead and roll fast talk on this one. No?
Nope.
Both of us or just Cecil?
No? I will also... You can both roll.
Okay.
I'll substitute persuade as well, since you're actually listening.
No, I got a 7. It's fast talk.
All right.
That's an extraordinary success.
Very nice. There's one. Because you were like listing out all these like quote unquote facts, circumstantial evidence that like helps to
the seal.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the quivering in Cecil's voice, and the fact that he's really scared that Wendy is going to be in danger. But I missed by 1.
You can
So-
burn luck to
Luck.
change
Use
your.
luck.
Oh yes, I can. Shit.
It's a 1-to-1 ratio to change.
Then
your
I
odds.
burned
Yeah.
1,
Yep.
and it's a regular success.
Okay. He looks at you, and he says,
My hands are steady. Like
Looks over.
under your disgusting one. And yes,
when
speaking the truth.
looks back at you. Let's go of the flute. Right, it allows you to kind of take that into your possession, Wendy. And he says,
I need the rock too. I need the rock too.
give me all your shit. He just nods. Says, were you sent here by Chanel?
Oh gosh, that's a good
No.
question.
Chithaga.
Oh,
Chicago.
I see. Chicago beckons and you answered the call. Yes.
Yes. Why were you? This is going to be very embarrassing if we're not on the same page.
No, we of course will help you in succeeding this.
Good.
Then I need the dynamite too.
Well,
You cannot ask why. Your god bids it. The dynamite too.
we'll bring it with us. We are going to the Temple of the Dreamer
Fine.
tonight.
I don't really want to carry it, so I guess that makes sense.
That's good because it looks like someone hit you with a flying car.
You're very
I have words that I want to say to that I would have my mouth cleaned out with soap for. So know that.
very well. It's the next temple on our route, and he kind of like pretends to put out a map and like put where like the next location is.
says, okay, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to finish the work with the...
And we will need our friends for offerings.
Oh, we have plenty of offerings. No, don't worry about that.
But we need the ones she demands.
Okay. That's fair. I'm going to finish what I started with these soldiers, and then we will move to the Temple of the Dreamer. Also, this is important. I may have made a silly... Did Wendy make a sanity check upon entry? I don't believe she did.
No.
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 Go ahead and make a sanity check, right?
Yeah, that was coming.
If you do hit some type of temp insanity, right? We'll resolve
No, I got
that.
a 28. My sanity is 70. I'm fine.
Okay, yeah, you're good. So you take
Yeah.
1 for seeing this initially, but I wasn't gonna
Yeah,
rob you of all
yeah.
that cool stuff because I forgot to call for a check. But wanted to resolve that anyway. Cool. Says okay.
Yeah. No, he touched me. That's very disgusting. We'll deal with that later with a lot of bleach. Yes. Okay.
Says good. Now, I finish what I have been called to do, and we will go to the Temple of the Dreamer. And it does hold out his hand for the rock. He says, I need this temporarily. And of course, you can have it afterwards.
Then it goes with me.
Okay, you hold it up then. And he walks outside, and he looks around at all the soldiers who, they've sat Oliver down kind of by the fire, and 2 of them are just like staring at him, right? And like another one has like kind of tied his hands together, and he's just kind of sitting there. And every time you ask them anything, they just go, "Agalo!" And Sergeant's just like, "Stop talking to them. They're not going to. This is incredibly annoying. Please. But as he comes outside, as the captain emerges, right, again in this just insane getup, it starts to get weird here, right? He starts to come out, and you start feeling power being pulled around him, especially Cecil and Wendy, since you're so close. You can feel like that, just again that distortion, right? And he looks over at the lieutenant and he says, "Go get the rest of the camp. We have other chosen of Shisthaga with us. We will make sure the camp is subdued, and we will move to the Temple of the Dreamer tonight." And
Yeah, dynamite.
I was gonna say, can Wendy like take her? She's gonna follow him, but she's gonna go nice and slow. So when she's like passing Cecil on the way out, she's like, grab the fucking dynamite and tell the other ones to get out of here.
you can easily like grab a couple sticks out of the box and just be like,
Oh yeah. No,
shove it
we're
in your
also like, if I can grab some and like shove that in a pocket so it's not immediately visible, but like, oh hey, there's a fuse sticking out of
I quickly look around for the antique silver lighter that I have.
Yeah. Oh. Get the boys out of here, and Salvatore get here. Okay.
Cool. And like the soldiers and lieutenants start kind of like rounding up.
I think I talked myself into a hole.
And as everyone's gathered there, the captain turns and looks at you, Wendy, and he says, "What is your?" Oh, Kelly, you hear all this, by the way. The commotion, like, two soldiers come into the tent, and they're like, "Hey, we're getting everyone together. Camp meeting."
To me specifically?
Yeah, you're the only one here, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'll be out in a second. Gotta hit the pot.
Yeah. Achoo! Yeah, bless you to the pile of laundry. Anyway, yeah, just you. So let's get. Like everyone else is hidden, and they don't see them, right?
Yeah, I'll specifically walk out with them.
Okay. And they come walking you in, so now you see the same scene, right? There's Cecil and Wendy are standing on either side of this absurd, insane-looking snake captain who has this like wild-eyed painted mask on, right?
Cool, chill, very good.
Yeah, and make a sanity check, and go ahead.
Yep.
Oliver, this is time for you to do it as well, right? As this dude comes out, we'll resolve all this.
Nope.
No? Okay, cool.
That's a fail.
What's the damage? Yeah. Go ahead and roll a d6, please. Oh, no.
Oh, no. We lost Mickey.
That is a regular success for me.
That's 4 damage. Am I taking that directly to my sanity?
You are, unless you burn Pulp. Burn luck.
What's my luck at?
I don't know. Everyone's kind of in the wrong spot.
Yeah, sorry, it dropped me for a second. So. I don't know why.
Now I'm Wendy.
I know, I was gonna say, I was like, I'm Mickey now. Look at that.
Good stuff. Well, it's fine. We'll resolve this and then we'll fix it on the break. No big deal. Right?
I'm just gonna take the damage.
Take the damage? Okay. Cool. Yeah, you take the 4 standard damage as this like insane thing has happened. And it looks like Wendy and Cecil are working with this dude because he's up there just like talking to them, like, we got a plan. Oliver.
I am also like hugging a rock, that very shiny painted rock.
Seems normal.
Yep, totally normal.
Yeah, did you catch from me
Just
regular success? I assume that's just 1 point.
1 point, yep. So, cool. And the captain says to Wendy, "Now, before we start, I want to know, what is your name?"
George.
No, not this name. Your true name.
Chicagoette.
So.
How dare.
He says, "Chicagoette? I am Carnash."
How do you spell that, Carnage?
Is that like carnage, but with an ash at the end?
Karnassh. Carnage.
Yes! Oh, I didn't get that extra S, but
So.
sick.
Carnage.
Yeah.
Every single thing has like 3 S's in it. The names are wonderful.
Yep.
That checks out.
Yeah. So he clasps his hands together as everyone is gathered around and spreads his arms wide. The rest of the people that gather up to see this, by the way, start to react poorly for obvious reasons, and immediately are stopped. Like, just a hushed silence falls over this entire group as this energy goes out from him. And he says, hold up the eye. And we begin. And I think we can take a break right there. Right? So I'm going to try to fix this on the break and see if I can just rearrange everyone. But we are...
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I mean, it happens, right? Technical difficulties and such. We're going to take 5, and then we will be right back. All right, we are back. Again, thank you for sticking with us with some technical difficulties. OBS, just like everyone else in life, is doing its best to try to do something. So here we are. We'll continue the story. So the captain looks at Wendy and says, Chicagoette, hold up the eye.
So Wendy is like cradling this rock to her chest.
Starts to glow warm in your hands. It has you can feel like power starting to converge inside this item. They're like little tiny lines that kind of like crackle and light up inside this large hunk of volcanic rock that's been painted, right?
Oh yes, this is exactly what we were hoping for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna look around and see if I can at least catch the eye of like Murphy and Cecil and maybe Oliver. And be like, well, get ready for some shenanigans, cause fuck.
Yeah, they're all around. Oliver has been cut loose, right? The captain did give like a gesture and a quick order as it started, so he's now hands free, sitting on a log between 2 soldiers.
Okay.
As the sky kind of darkens a bit, and this eye starts to just crackle with power, he just says, "Hold it up so that all can see."
Fun. Okay. Well, like, come forth, my brethren, for the celebration of Chicago. So she's going to like slowly raise it, but keep the eye away from like looking at. So like the eye's still looking at her or behind her. And I have the bracelet or bracer or whatever bit on the one side. So she's gonna like hold it real high up over her head and then try and activate the flames of the bracer just to make a little bit more of a show here. Like I am the chosen ridiculous. Yep.
Okay.
So like, oh god, okay, at least like maybe we'll get some fire out of this So hopefully gout of fire comes up around the sparking rock. And she's just gonna chuck it over his head and hope it breaks when it hits the ground.
Okay. Yeah, you hold this thing up. Everyone in the camp, their eyes just follow it as it's being moved, right? In perfect unison. Even like Murphy, Cecil, Oliver, you start to feel that sensation as well, just being spellbound. Like you cannot look away from this thing, right? The captain starts to like hiss in a weird, snake language, right? As you hold it up and are getting ready to chuck it, the eye feels like it's looking directly at you, right?
Yeah. That was coming.
Feels like it's just looking directly into your soul.
Yeah. You know I'm gonna try and kill you. Yep, I get you. Yep. Understood.
And you hear a voice in your head. It just says, "Who are you that tries to channel my will and my power? You are not one of my chosen."
Well, that was a poor choice then, wasn't it? I should have been. If I can respond to this before the throwing and the fire.
It's in your head.
Yeah, no. She's gonna think back like I should have been, because now you're gonna get smashed into the ground.
You still could be.
Fuck.
Clearly adapted well. You clearly have potential.
Well, I don't like the captain very much, so on that chosen note, boo. If that's the quality of your people, we need to do better.
He's disposable.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
Mhm.
agreed. Yep, that one through. What happens if I break the rock?
You lose out on a marvelous opportunity.
For like skincare, because I'm not following that with you.
And change the world. Change the world.
Yeah, need more.
And there's like a pause.
For the better.
How would you like the power to help your mother?
Oh no.
I think you're a liar. I think you're a big liar.
Yeah.
Like this isn't exactly what made her have problems in the first place.
If you enjoy her state, cast my totem. Shatter the rock and be done with it. Let your family continue to live broken.
Ooh.
This is a totem. Yeah, I still want to throw it.
Okay.
Like, she's totally lying. Like, this isn't a, like, no. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Cool. Whatever you gotta tell yourself.
Oh.
So yeah, you
Yep.
chuck this thing, plume of fire and all, right? There's a moment where you just hold it up and everyone's just staring, and I think the captain like nudges you slightly, and that's when you're like, oh, yep.
Yeah, no, I'm using the bracelet to like make it look like it's flaming and like this is big ol' excitingness. Like, yeah, but then we're chucking it. Yep. Right over his head.
It smashes to the ground. There's a screeching noise of power just exploding out of this thing. And you could see like individual strands of color almost just boom, smash, and then start to fly back towards people, right? And
Okay.
one by one, like it hits
So, like, who?
like these soldiers are hit with like larger strands of brighter color. Some thin wisps come out and like touch the rest of the camp workers, and everyone suddenly just like looks like they're knocked to their senses, and the captain just grabs you, and like picks you up and is like, "What have you done?"
You have praised a false idol, and like behold my power instead.
Oh, dope. I'm not trying to stop a call. I'm just trying to, run one. Cool.
You have been misled.
I need everyone
Also, get your hands off me, you're gross.
I need everyone to get ready for a pretty insane scuffle that's about to break down. Right?
Got it.
Yep.
Seems legit.
Sorry, I had no better plan.
So, a lot of things happen very quickly, and oh god, I love this because I haven't touched the book all session. We're kind of in we're still on track. The soldiers come to, and the like shitty looks they were giving you, Oliver, they cease, and now they just all turn, rifles and like rifles up, and like start to point them at the sergeant and the lieutenant and the captain, right? As if they realize what's been happening to them, right? At the same time, the civilian aid workers, they all look around, led by Sergio, they just go, oh shit, things are about to get real, get down, right? And he's like just grabbing people, and they start diving for cover where they can, or just running and scattering. At this point, the captain whistles, right? He like has Wendy up by one hand, just like whistles intently with two fingers with another, and just like the sharp sound breaks through all the chaos, and you hear in response that howling, rattling noise out in the jungle as things start moving out there.
Did you just like hi-ho silver at me? Like, this is not... No! I told you you'd been misled!
And then
crap.
the captain's going to throw you into... I don't know, something solid, a table. Let's see.
Yeah, that's... Yep.
Go ahead and roll dodge.
Okay. Oh, no, that's okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, we fine. I rolled an 8. Good.
Okay.
It's half of your dex, right? My dex is 85. Yeah, we fine.
Yeah.
We fine.
So, you get hurled towards this table. You manage to, like, land, like, vault off of it and, like, roll around to the other side instead of, like, slamming into it, getting hurt, right?
Again. Yes.
Again.
Still hurt. Still hurt.
And the captain...
I'm so floppy, nothing caused damage. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant and the sergeant both hold up their hands, and you see these... they were disguised by their jackets, but the same type of bracelets come, like, down their arms.
No.
And the glowing eyes of those, like, snake bracers set into place on their hands as they just raise them to start spewing fire everywhere. Cool. Let's get into it. So, Wendy, you're first.
Okay. So on the map of like where I am right now, we are in front of the radio tent. Like between radio tent and hospital tent, that area.
Yeah, I'm picturing you all in that large grassy area. Right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just like big camp meeting, everyone's just kind of gathered there. And now this is just popped off, and it's about to get weird.
Okay. And Oliver and the soldiers are close-ish?
Yes. So everyone's kind of in the same proximity, right? They're all just like gathered around. Oliver was just like sat down on the ground, like by some soldiers originally who have just completely abandoned that. Like, oh, wait, no, we don't care about this guy. We care about these people who have been like screwing with our minds, apparently. We're just mad.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just rolled off of it. Let's, like, flip that for at least some, like, you can't directly see where I am cover, and try and a gun from one of the soldiers, because we're gonna try and hit things.
Okay. You want to try and grab a gun from one of the soldiers? Yeah, cool. Roll dex.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's not stealthy. They're just grabbing shit. They're gonna obviously contest that.
When you roll a 0-0, that's 100, right?
0, 0, 0?
Just yeah, 0-0. Yep.
Yes. If it is 0, 0, 0, it is 100. If it is 0, 0, any other number, you're in a good spot.
No, it's 100.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
You go to take one of these rifles from one of the soldiers. He's like just shoves you back. It's like no, like it's on a sling. It's very hard to get a hold of. And you also end up taking 2 points of damage as sorry, there we go. Sergeant Angelo like points that serpent bracer in your direction and just like lets loose with a jet of flame that like incinerates this soldier entirely, and then like catches you as well and chars you a bit. It's not great.
But can I grab the gun now?
The gun just kind of melts, right in this jet.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, it's 100. It's a crit fail.
Yeah. Got it.
Luckily, all these soldiers don't go at the same time, which is good for you. Where is it? Sorry, there we go. Okay. Cool. So Carnash goes next. And he turns and he's going to... Yeah. He turns around and actually pulls out a crazy-looking throwing knife. It looks like a mix between like a kunai and a fang, right? And just hurls this thing. Yeah, I think towards Wendy because you broke his toy.
Rude.
Right.
Yep.
He's a little pissed about it. So, I need you to make a hard dodge, please. So you can't dodge gunshots, but you can dodge thrown things, right? That's kind of where the line is for what that mechanic looks like.
You're muted again.
I'm muted. Sorry. Yes, it's 12. So that's a hard success, but not an excellent.
Okay.
Because half my... Yeah. Okay.
It like nicks your skin as it goes by. Like you manage to like roll and it catches in like the side of the hospital tent and it kind of tears, but as it kind of hits you as it cuts you a tiny
burns,
bit,
doesn't
you feel excruciating pain, right?
Great.
It subsides very quickly because it wasn't a direct hit, but you think something like that, if it actually impacted, would probably incapacitate you. Yeah. Cool. And then he starts to slither back away, right? He yells at the lieutenant and the sergeant. He's like, "You two, take care of these." And starts to slither back towards the staff tents, right? Cool.
Okay. Well, if I can move at all after that, I'm going after the knife that he threw at me.
Noted. Cecil, you're up. So, in the grass area, Sergeant Angelo and Lieutenant Rodriguez are still there, along with the soldiers, and they are starting to like fight each other. The soldiers are starting to fight the snake people. The snake people are fighting the soldiers and you. The captain is starting to ghost back in this chaos.
Right. They're fighting me too because I was there.
The snake people are fighting you.
Oh, okay. Not those soldiers.
The soldiers don't seem to be out to hurt you. You could very easily draw aggro from them because they're also probably a little upset and confused. Mm-hmm. So they don't view you, but you're not an immediate threat in their minds.
Okay. Am I close enough to the captain?
You can chase after him.
Oh, okay. So he's a ways away.
Yeah, he started retreating back towards the staff tents. Like he's trying to make a clear exodus from this scene.
Okay, great. trying to think of what I can do. He yells to the soldiers, and he's just like, "The captain is getting away!" He's like, "All fire on my mark!"
Okay.
And while he's doing that, he's trying to like fidget and light a stick of dynamite.
Cool. Yeah, you light a stick of dynamite. Roll. Ooh, man.
Toss. Is there a toss?
Oh, you're gonna throw it?
I'm gonna try. Or yeah, whatever I need to roll to.
Okay.
I was hoping to discreetly put it in his pocket as he passed.
Like a cartoon. He unfortunately doesn't come that close to you. You can absolutely light it and chuck it. Do this since we've played dynamite before. Roll a d4 -1.
I can totally do that. That would be a 3.
Okay. -1. So total is a 3.
Total is a 3.
Okay.
Rolled a 4, got a 3.
As you light the fuse, you know in 3 rounds this thing will detonate. Right, so you can choose to throw it now. You can choose to hang on to it and like Brendan Fraser your way around the camp until you're ready to chuck it. Your call.
That's a verb.
Absolutely.
Great.
So.
Um.
And then I mean this turn 1, turn 2, and then on your turn, for 3 will explode.
Okay, so 3 turns from now for me.
Yes.
On my turn.
So 18-second fuse.
Fun times, and he's just like, why did I get the one with the long fuse? And he's just like, on my mark, fire, and he starts like huffing his way toward the captain. Does the captain notice me?
Let's take a look. Go ahead and roll persuade roll fast talk to get the soldiers to fire.
Fast talk, sure.
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot. Oh, that might actually work. Where is it? Nope, that's a fail. So
okay. They kind of look at you. A couple of them like look at the captain as he's running and like say some stuff to each other. And then like another jet of flames comes from Sergeant Angelo, and like they just start shooting at him instead.
And like just as well. But the captain does notice me, does he? Nope. Okay, then I'm going to start making my way toward his tent, and I'm gonna remember where the bed is and maybe discreetly put it through the tent under the bed. That's my plan eventually.
Cool.
It's a stick of dynamite. Close is close.
Also,
that's true. It's like horseshoes.
Is that not where the other dynamite is? The stuff that we didn't grab?
Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just checking.
The rest of that large box of dynamite. Cool. Kelly.
Don your combat kerchief, knave. I'll paint your jaw with tussle butter.
Tussle butter!
I like that you all redeemed it twice. Does that mean I have to give 2?
No. I wanted to make sure that wasn't. Yeah.
It's in there. Okay, so
Anglo looks at you and is like, "What the hell does that even mean? I don't understand you people from Canada. Like, I just like, can we just fight?
That's literally what I said, but I get it. You're right. We should just fight.
I'm gonna snake box you until the serpent's claws are felt. This is awkward. We should just fight.
Okay. Man, I don't know if I should try and stop someone. Paint the situation for me right now?
Absolutely.
Because
so in the grass, the center grass area is like a just crazy melee between these soldiers, and Sergeant Angelo and Lieutenant Rodriguez. Because the soldiers keep trying to shoot them or jump on them, and the two of them have just opened up with these like dual bracelets of fucking fire jets. So they're basically like small flamethrowers, just torching this area, trying to push the soldiers back and just create chaos so they can escape. Wendy is the captain is taking advantage of the chaos and has decided to nope out and is running south towards the staff tents. Right.
Okay.
So that's kind of what you're seeing as a big problem.
Where's Wendy? Wendy's in the fray and in flamethrower area.
Wendy got scorched a little bit. She's up by the hospital tent area. She's kind of on the outskirts of the fray.
Okay, safer.
Yeah. Honestly,
hopefully.
The person that's in the worst position is Oliver, because he was sitting in the middle of these soldiers, and like everything has just exploded around him.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna do my best to get over to Oliver, and if there's anyone along the way, or anyone that I can throw a punch at, I'm gonna try and throw a punch at and just knock him out.
Okay. Yeah, you start like just rolling through, diving, ducking, dodging, dipping, diving, right?
Yes.
Dodging.
This is happening in slow motion on the camera, as in the background, like a choir game. They're like, ah!
I love the what was it, Zack? Yeah, the Zack Snyder like slow motion with speed cam.
Definitely.
You just like flip a table, like jump over a couple things, and then standing between you and Oliver is Sergeant Angelo, who looks at you as you're coming up and just raises one of these fists, and it's just like, nope, and you kind of come at him first though. So what do you do? If you want to punch him in the face,
I am gonna do my best.
Baste him with tussle butter.
I'm gonna paint his jaw with tussle butter.
Get it.
I'm maybe gonna try and tackle him down.
Okay. He's gonna.
I think that's the plan.
He's gonna choose to fight back with fire.
Okay. Am I rolling strength or?
It'll be strength. You need a regular success.
Okay.
Go for the knees.
That was my plan, was ducking down and just going at the waist. Oh, wowee. That is a great success.
Okay. Yeah, like, there's a moment where you come, like, ducking through the battlefield, like a soldier tries to jump at Sergeant Angelo. He just grabs him, and, like, you see his hand light up, and he just incinerates this one soldier from the bracer. Like, tosses, like, their remains off to the side. He looks at you, like, raises both of these fists towards you, and you go under. The flame jets, like, kind of singe your hair as you duck down, and just dive tackle this dude straight to the ground. Do you want to restrain him, or, like, what's your plan? You KO him?
Yeah, I would like to knock him out, and then maybe see if I can get the bracers.
Cool. Go ahead and roll an attack. If you hit, I will roll con to see if he is knocked out.
I would like to point out that I maybe have those things on. Pause while I pull it up. But yes. What do you want me to roll? I'm sorry.
Roll brawl.
Brawl. I can do that.
And see if he stays awake.
Sick. That's another great success.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage. You don't knock him out, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine.
You take him down, and you punch him really hard in the face, though.
I love that. Oh, okay, sorry. Yes. You said that the bracers that I have do add a bonus, right?
They do. If you get hurt, you can double damage back to them.
Bounce it, but do they give me any attack bonus? I feel like... Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
It's like, yeah. No attack
Not
bonus.
a problem. Okay. Oh, I get to roll a d4 too. Haha! 6 damage.
Oh, wow. Okay. He looks pretty rough. She start beating the crap out of him.
Is he knocked out?
No, he did make the con save, but he does get hurt.
Okay.
So he's down. He's getting the crap kicked out of him. The lieutenant turns around and looks at... Roll for threat. Looks at Oliver and says, I'm going to enjoy this. I wanted to kill you, and now I'm going to let your smoke face on fire. Why am I talking in this stupid accent? I don't have to anymore. Fuck that. Like, yeah. I'm not human, and you're gonna die. And
Not the first time I've heard that, bud.
it also raises its hands at you and tries to release a jet of flame. You can choose to dodge or fight back. You're pretty close. It's a excellent success to fight back, a hard success to dodge because you rolled relatively good on this one.
All right. I'll try and dodge. What the hell?
Okay. Hard success.
Hard success to dodge. Nope, that ain't gonna work.
Okay.
I'm a Christian professor.
Yeah, he takes 6 points of fire damage as he just like engulfs
Rude.
you in flame, and you're able to like roll and get out of the way, but not before like you were just charred from like the waist down, very much like a stop, drop, and roll. Like oh shit. And he just laughs at you. He's like, "You talk a lot of shit for someone who's getting barbecued." Oliver, you are up.
Looks like I'm in the hot seat now.
So, Captain's running. Kelly is just like on top of Sergeant Angelo, just beating the shit out of him. And the lieutenant's just like, I got this. Me, a disposable NPC. I've got this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look to the soldier to my left and just go, rifle?
He goes, oh, wait, no, I don't have to ask the sergeant's permission. He hands you a pistol.
Okay. Any
Yeah.
port in a storm, I guess.
So,
I'm gonna shoot his ass.
cool, get it.
Let's see. Firearms. That is a. Where is my sheet? That didn't quite work. I'm gonna go ahead and burn some luck to say it does.
Cool, into it. Can't dodge bullets. So, you hit.
Pistol is 1d10. Is that right?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
That's a 9.
Woo, buddy.
Smug now.
So,
Nice.
I'm going to roll, because that could just take him out. Let's see.
Do it.
Hey, what cool thing do you say when you fire this pistol?
I already said my cool thing. I said I guess I'm in the hot seat. My pants were on fire.
Cletus clock, Oliver.
Soldier tossed you this this pistol he had on his leg holster. You just turn around, point it at this lieutenant, and shoot him in the face. And
Revolver is 1d10, by the way.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're there.
Like X's in the eyes, like and just goes down. So, cool. Good shot.
Been a real decline in military discipline around here since the invention of snake people.
End of the turn, things start to get a little weird. The soldiers come running over to help out Kelly, and start also just kicking Sergeant Angelo. Right, like they're just helping you beat the crap out of him.
Hell yeah.
If you want, homeboy dies, right? Because they're basically doing attacks as well, and I'm not going to roll 20 attacks for angry soldiers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not stopping them, so.
Okay. Yeah, they proceed to just pummel this dude into the ground. With like rifle butts and kicks, and he scrambles to kind of get up a couple times, just gets like met in the face with a knee, and is just like knocked back down. And I think he looks over at you and is just like, you could call them off.
Man, I don't know what you did to them, so I'm gonna let them release that however they want to.
Well, and someone has like picked up a chunk of the broken eye and just like smashes him in the head with it, and he just X's in the eyes, goes down.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
Can
Circularity there. I like it.
Can I go check the lieutenant for one of them nifty gauntlet
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna try and get those off of him before anyone else necessarily notices. But yeah, no, if the soldiers are clearly releasing their trauma or whatever experience they've had over the past week, I'm not getting in the way of that. Absolutely not.
Fair. No, the soldiers go at it at the end of the turn. That happens, and there's again that howling noise, right? That howling rattle.
Oh, right, I forgot about. Fuck yeah. Okay.
And into this grass clearing from the southern area, past through the snake dance, comes these two these two dog-looking snake monstrosities, right? They look kind of like a weird mix between a just massive muscled pit bull or Rottweiler and a Komodo dragon, right? They've got like scales instead of fur. They kind of like have like a weird Joanna lizard from the Rescuers Down Under, like scramble walk as they go.
Monitor lizard, Joanna the koala. Yeah. Okay.
They come into the tent area and they just hiss and they start like attacking. Right, one of them just like randomly jumps on the nearest soldier and he's like and starts like clawing and biting at it. And another one's gonna run after D4. Well, we'll lock actually. Goes after another soldier and just dives into the fray, right, and starts just raking these claws and teeth all over the place. They're fast. These are dangerous. Is there... I think there is a sanity check for these, too. Yep. Go ahead and roll a sanity check to see these things real quick. The current motto for the party is, fuck it, I comprehend it. Which is pretty nice.
Are you a 6?
Whew, by
That's
one.
Barely a success.
Okay, no damage if you succeed. These are not that scary. All right, has anybody
I
failed?
rolled a 69, nice, and my sanity is 7.
Joe's awfully quiet. Did you fail?
Good, how beautiful. Oh no.
Oh,
They are super.
I'm sorry, I missed something. I saw a picture of a dinosaur creature. What am I supposed to do?
Dropping bombs in the cast chat. Sorry.
Sorry, it was very
Roll
entertaining.
sanity, which apparently is already something that's distracting.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, that's a 99 for me. So
Okay.
I'm
Let
sure
me
I'm fine.
get everybody back to focus.
Please roll a d4 for sanity damage, and then same thing for Kelly. Now.
Whoa! Full damage.
Oof. All right.
I also failed. You said a D4?
Yeah, please.
Fucking Christ! Also 4. Okay, how do I burn luck? Do I just swap?
You can.
Yep, 1 to 1.
So you can't burn luck to reduce sanity check numbers, but
No, just damage.
yes, it is. You pay twice the amount of sanity to cut it in half, right? So you pay 8 points of luck to take 2 sanity damage, effectively.
Okay.
Or you can let it ride, but I'm pretty sure you took like.
Yeah, I'm taking a lot.
Yeah.
What happens if I lose like a bunch in a short amount of time? Is that just...
Oh, it's if you take this hit, how much have you lost since the scenario's begun?
4. So I've only taken 1 hit of sanity, but it was high, and this is also another 4.
Okay. Gotcha. 12 is the magic number. If you take 12 sanity damage over the course of a scenario before you get to a safe place, you could also go insane. Or if you take 5 sanity damage in 1 hit, you can go insane.
Okay.
So you're close. But
Okay. I'm gonna let it ride for this once, and
Okay.
then I'll burn. Oh, okay, it's fine.
these snake doggos are terrifying. That's true. We're raced right to the bottom. So they come rushing in and start just mauling soldiers. And I mean, like, one jumps on a soldier, like, rips him apart, grabs another one with its, like, weird elongated, like, dog fang mouth. And, like, these odd serpent jaws, like, open up. Much larger than its face should be. Just, like, grab one, start shaking him as, like, a limb goes flying off. Like, it's gruesome how quickly they are cutting these people down. Wendy, you're up.
Okay. So she's gonna crawl after that knife and head towards hospital tent or into hospital tent.
Yeah, you recover the knife.
Our friends from they, like, I know that Murphy told them to hide, but then do they actually know to get going yet?
No, they come. Their heads come popping out. They're like, "What's going on? Is everyone okay?"
Yeah. No. That's a no. There's gonna be burning and shooting, and you need to keep low and get out. I think the things that are terrifying in the forest are not in the forest anymore. So you might want to head that way.
Okay.
Yep.
And you can see, like, some of the other aid workers have, like, worked their way up into the hospital tent and are also trying to
Yeah.
get gone. So there's
Gregorio, what's the closest place? Where will you go?
The closest place I can think of. I have a small living area about an hour north of here. I can go there. And he points at the map and is like,
Okay.
it's here.
Yeah.
By this hill.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. I got the map. She's gonna, like, not even bother, like just crumple, shrub. All right. Go there. If we make it, we'll find you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah,
she's gonna like swat Ramon to be like faster, dude. Move your butt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hustle, butter. Go. Before you get stuck in the tussle, butter. Bye. No. I will pay for that one later. I recognize.
Say what?
Okay.
Dr. Gomez, Dr. Salvatore, Sergio Luenzi, a bunch of the other nurses, including Elena, a bunch of the engineers, a bunch of the people who have been there, all said and told about 25, 30 people have, like, taken kind of cover in this hospital tent, are led out by Dr. Gomez and Gregorio, who are like, let's go, we're going this way. And they start heading north.
Okay.
To a safe
I'm
place.
going to find the buzzy knife. And
cool.
Yeah.
You acquire a cool-looking fang kunai thing. Which is proper terminology for the item.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You hear outside the... Go ahead.
I just, like, if I still have time to do anything, I'm gonna try and be stealthy and go around the back of the hospital tent towards, like, the showers, that area, because that's also where, like, the captain fled that way,
right? He fled south towards the staff tents.
Oh, okay. I take it back. Still going towards, like, around the back of the showers, etc., just to be out of the way and hopefully out of notice of the monitor lizard dogs. And, like, maybe I can do some work from behind.
Okay.
That's what she said. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Sorry.
Cecil, you're up.
I was mistaken. I thought the captain was going back to his tent, so I'm following the captain, however, wherever he's going.
Okay, yeah, he's cutting south towards the staff tents into the woods.
Great.
In the same direction the terror doggos came from, right? He's like basically runs past them, and just keeps going.
Okay. Do I still have an eye on him, or can I continue to follow him? I want to throw the stick down his throat as an experiment.
As you do.
I'll see what happens.
Yeah, you start running after him. Start heading through the staff tents. Kind of, ducking and dodging your way through this, like, melee of chaos. Go ahead and roll spot hidden. right?
Yes.
As you're just like adrenaline's high, you're like covered in sweat. You're like, where'd this son of a bitch go? Right?
So I can burn. That's a 35 and not a 25, which is what I want.
Can burn 10 luck.
I can burn luck.
Mm-hmm. You can burn 10 luck if you'd like, or another option is you can choose to push your luck. But if you fail, it's a crit fail, and something bad will happen, right? Regardless of the level of failure.
Right. I will burn. So it's 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
I will burn 10 luck to get it. So, also, I've taken quite a bit of sanity damage. I haven't hit 12 yet, but that eventually comes back up to the normal level, right?
So you get sanity bonuses back at the end of a scenario, and when you are, when you actually get to a safe place where you can rest, that metric of 12 points in the scenario resets, right?
Got it.
But at the end of every chapter, basically, you'll get luck and sanity points back. They may not be as many as you lost, but you do get some stuff back for actions you take in the chapter.
Okay. All right. Cool. Good to know. All right. Well, I will burn that then.
You also get sanity back from killing some bad things. You got some back from like killing the formless spawn. It's usually like 1 or 2 points. It's not a ton.
Got it. Okay. Excellent. Cool. I get a 25, so I notice.
Okay. Yeah.
Or normal success.
Okay. You run past the staff tents. You can hear more of the growling and hissing nearby. You think over by the mess tents there might be some more of those doggos, but they're not in your path. You run past the staff tents, and you get to a point where you're like looking out in the jungle, basically trying to figure out what the hell. And then you hear a like boop 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 noises, right? From the tent behind you, which is the one in the lower left-hand corner on this map. Just boop, boop, boop.
Lower left-hand?
Yep. So in the row of the 8 staff tents, it's the one in the lower left-hand corner of the staff tents.
Right above the S and the T for staff, right?
Correct.
Cool. I look at the dynamite, which is slowly going down, and I look inside the tent.
Cool. There is the captain has run and hid inside the tent and has another one of those weird like mirror books that he's like pressing buttons on. This one is not cracked and shattered like the one you found. This one is like in good condition. And he's like furiously just beeping buttons.
Great.
And he looks up at you when you come in.
Great. And I like hold up my amulet, and I'm like, and I pull a Lugosi. I'm like, stay calm and keep your eyes on mine. And I'm gonna try and do kind of like whatever that thing is with hypnosis, where you just kind of like freeze them.
Got their attention. Yeah. Okay. Roll power.
Yeah, you got it.
So.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right. He's gonna get a.
Sorry.
What'd you get?
Oh, I got a hard success.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time. He's gonna burn luck, right? And I'm gonna change his roll to an excellent success because he also rolled a hard one. Mm-hmm. So you start to try to hypnotize him. He's got a luck pool, and you see him just go. His eyes like kind of in that still crazy mask get up, like light up, and he goes, "How dare you try to use my powers on me?" And then like turns to look for a place to run and like doesn't seem to have one. Just cuts a hole in this like canvas and they start to scramble out of it.
No. Could I try to push my luck?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you hit an excellent success, I won't burn any more luck.
I'm gonna do it. All right.
Do it.
That is, I mean,
Come
it's, yeah, that's an excellent success.
God damn.
Yeah, Lord Davenport. Yeah. All right.
He like
I inverted the numbers. I'm like, that didn't work. Oh no, we were fine.
okay. He cuts a hole in the canvas. He like walks out the tent. He comes back in. He's like, "Nah, just joking. What were you saying?"
and I say, I need you to very calmly just look into my eyes, and I need you to give me that, because this is actually what you need. And I hand him the lit dynamite. I'm like, this will get you home, my friend.
Oh. You know, the cool thing about us power users is that we're looking out for each other. Right? He's like handing over the little iPad, right? We're not looking out for each other all the time. And you know, this is a true gift of friendship. So thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
know, Shastaka be with
continue.
you as we travel on this magical journey together.
Yes. Don't forget to keep operating it and put it in your inside pocket.
Oh yeah, I don't want to lose that.
And then he just like slowly makes his way to, because it goes off next round, right?
Yeah.
Great. He keeps his eye, and he just slowly goes to the entrance to the tent and is counting down, and he will just leave right before it goes off.
It's like 6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's all. And now I put the weird device in like my pocket.
What insane turn. I love Pulp. Okay.
Ugh.
Cecil Kelly. So you got these 2 scary kimono dragon doggos that are just tearing through these soldiers left and right. What do you do?
I mean,
It's clobbering time.
I don't know if I can fist fight a dog with razor teeth, but
I need to make something very, very clear to you.
Well, not with that attitude.
This is Pulp Cthulhu, which means you can punch anything.
Anything.
great. I'm gonna punch it. How big is it? Is it like bigger than me, or is it dog sized?
It's a little bigger than a dog. It's like a show pony almost, right? You probably estimate it's around like 150, 200 pounds, right? It's large.
Okay, but not a pot. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna let me
double
the
check
closest
on
one to me.
Make sure I got that right.
Little Sebastian. Okay.
Yeah, they're,
No, it's bigger than that.
yeah, their size is 90. They're huge. Wow.
Well, okay, punching time.
Cool.
Oh wait. Did I get the things off of what's his face who got pummeled into the ground?
You kind of tug at the bracelet on these things. I'm gonna say yes. You can get those after the fight,
Okay, fine.
right?
I
Just
accept.
because of all the chaos that's happening right now.
Totally understand. Brawl.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah. Okay, regular success.
Okay. It's going to bite back.
No.
Regular success. Do. Ooh. Okay. It bites. So that is a math. Great success. Nope. There's a 7. That's an extreme success. So it bites back.
I'm gonna use the bracers.
Okay. It does only 4 damage as it like you punch it in the head and it like its head just goes like almost a spin 360 as you hit it. But you notice they've got a little bit of armor, right? They're just you hit it pretty hard. It's mad now. And then as you go to hit it again for a follow-up, like, you know, jab hook combo, like it just bites onto your fist. You take the 4 points of damage from that. And then please roll con.
I would. I would like to use my bracers to turn the attack back on them.
Okay. So go ahead and pull up the description for those, please.
Effect. If an enemy does damage to Kelly and is close by, Kelly can attempt to turn the attack back on them. Roll Fighting Brawl. On any level of success, the attack against Kelly is negated and the damage is redirected to the attacker. On an extreme success, the damage is doubled. On a failure, my resentment and anger open up myself to danger, and I take double the damage.
Neat. Yeah, go ahead and roll Brawl as you redirect.
Let's go, baby! I can't use luck on this.
Nope.
I'm telling myself that. It was worth it! Okay, fuck, where is my thing? Okay, it's just a great success, but it's so close to an excellent.
Okay. Very cool. You go to bite it? Or, sorry, it goes to bite you. No, you bite it. Screw it.
Great, let's go.
It bites you.
I'll bite
it bites
back.
you. The jaws don't close. They actually just, like, catch on that bracer instead. And go ahead and describe your, like, baller counterattack with these sweet bracers.
I essentially have to flash back to a point of resentment in my life.
Mhm.
So I'm flashing back to a moment during one of my first fights as a young kid. Not like a fight that people pay for, like a fight in grade school or something like that, where, you know, I'm fighting through hot red tears, just trying to protect myself and try and, you know, whatever, but I'm not strong enough. So the resentment towards myself is unleashed upon this stupid snake dog.
Yeah!
Those burning hot tears biting at my face today as well. Cool.
Excellent.
I guess the bracers just kind of flash, and like that kind of hot, searing shame and resentment just comes out as this red flash.
Yeah, and like you get the other hand free, right? And wind up and just do this sweet, like, again, Zack Snyder's slow motion uppercut, like the fangs come
Yeah.
flying out into the air. And it just like flips over on its back as it like flies backwards, lands, and then the soldiers like descend upon this thing, and before it can like get back up, and they just take advantage of its unarmored underbelly, and you hear like a couple gunshots go into it. People just start like stomping on it, like
Sick.
they try and take
Is it
this one
strange that what I thought was I want one of those teeth?
out. I mean, no, get it.
Like Wendy's coming back to New York with like a fang earring. Like, yeah.
No.
Aw,
Uh,
goes with my new knife.
good move, and you don't have to roll Constitution, so that's cool.
Whee!
Yeah.
No poison venom for me.
No poison venom for you. Oliver.
Hey. Is there a dog thing near me?
There is one more dog thing just like thrashing around in this camp. You see off to the side, like one just get Mortal Kombat uppercutted into the air and just hit the ground. The other one like
Extremely satisfying.
the other one like gets shot a couple times by a soldier with like a shotgun, and it just like hisses as some of the pellets just like bounce off of its thick, just armored hide, and it bites this one soldier and starts like wrenching its leg or his leg around, and the soldier's just like, "Oh God, damn it!" Like,
Let me see if I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
help out that. Let me see if I can help that fella out. I'll go ahead and try and shoot that varmint.
okay. You get advantage because it is stationary while it's in the process of just, you know, trying to alligator roll this poor dude.
So advantage in this case.
Roll twice, take the best number.
Let me see.
Since it's not directly engaged with you and it is distracted by something else.
Nope, that ain't gonna get there.
Either one?
No bueno.
Close enough to burn luck?
Nah.
No. Okay.
It was like an 80 and a 60.
Yeah, you take a couple shots at it. After the first two, the way it's like scrambling around and like just jerking around this one soldier, you decide you have to move to a better position because you're afraid you're gonna actually accidentally shoot this guy in the tussle. and you don't want that. Right. So
The tussle butter?
the tussle butter. What else? Right. You can still move. You can still talk. You can still interact with stuff outside of shooting. I assume you were pondering.
Sorry, I was reading a message in chat and got distracted. One more time.
It's incredibly in character. I was saying, what else do you want to do on your turn? You can still move. You can still talk and interact with people.
Can I persuade one of the soldiers to hand me a rifle as opposed to this little revolver dealio? Because I'd be much better with that.
Oh. Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah, you can just grab one off the
I'm
ground.
going for the golden arrow into Smog's, vulnerable underbelly type of thing.
I'm with you. Yeah, there's a couple that have been dropped from the ground just in this fight. So people have died. You can pick one up.
Go ahead and change that out.
Would you have hit with a 60 with a rifle?
No, I don't think that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I would have checked up to order of operations, but yeah, you're like, toss the pistol, grab a rifle, check it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is gonna be a lot better.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Very cool. Do a couple more snapshots because this encounter is pretty close to done, right? So a few more of these, two more of these doggos come running into the fray. The soldiers at this point have gotten a little more organized. They start opening up and firing as the dogs run in, and they're just like nope, and they're managing to drop them now. Will, go ahead and roll with your rifle again. Same thing at advantage.
Alrighty. That'll do it.
All right.
And let's see. That's a 2d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Eight.
Okay. Yeah. You managed to just like put a well-placed shot into this thing's face, and it just like goes limp. With jaw still kind of like locked onto this soldier's leg, and like one of his buddies comes over and like starts prying the jaws open enough so that he can get his leg out. It's all like mangled and hurt, but he's just like, gracias, and like kind of pulls himself / his buddy drags him away, right?
Bueno.
And as everything kind of starts to settle, right, the soldiers take stock of who's been wounded, who's been killed. They start to look around at like the mess that is these old officers and the old sergeant. There's like a kind of calm falls over everything. Like, okay, I think everything is boom, and then like one of the staff tents explodes. And you can see like part of the again the tent support just exploding, like the canvas flies off, just part of like a bunk and feathers just fly up into the air. Just all sorts of debris is just thrown about 30 feet random directions, right? And you can see like the snake officer, Captain La Fuente, aka Carnash, his crazy decorated, masked up, make-upped head just lands in the center of the grass area after this entire explosion. And you did it!
Yay!
Woo! Right.
Cecil runs up. What did I miss?
So there's a lot of questions afterwards, right? A lot of the soldiers, once everyone gets patched up, they start taking people up to the hospital tent. They're like, "Where are the doctors? Where's everybody?"
We might have told them to escape.
Okay. Because a couple of soldiers do speak English, so they say, "Okay, well, we have some medical training." They start like grabbing supplies and like, giving IVs and morphine and like wrapping people's legs and stuff like that. So they're taking care of themselves, and they're like, "Thank you for your help." what was that? What is going on here?
As best we can tell, the lieutenant and the sergeant were poisoning everyone's food with hallucinogenic mushrooms.
Okay.
Cecil looks at one of the the dead snake ponies and is like, I think we need to explain just a little bit more than that, Doctor.
I mean, I don't know. Do they buy it?
So the dude you're talking to is curious. There's a lot of other stuff that has to happen now that's not focused on this. Like, there are a lot of injured people, right? There will be a ton of questions once they get all their people stabilized and taken care of. But given that they are soldiers, that is their first mentality is to just like prevent further injury and loss of life. So that's where they're at. But the one guy you're talking to says, "Okay, well, thank you. Like, my name is Dominic. If you need anything, you let me know. I will try to help."
Dominic, are you the captain now? Nope. No. Sorry.
Well,
Who's the next? Sorry. Seniority. There we go.
That would be me. He like kind of looks around real quick, does like a little bit of like, oh no, he's dead. Yeah, that'd be me.
Good to know. Thank you, Dominic.
So, what you have is effectively a safe place to utilize, right? If you need to now. It's no longer being threatened by the constant something that was these snake people, right? So, that is achieve a very good victory, right? You're able to go through and afterwards kind of sort out some stuff. The bracelets. You're able to pull 4 of these bracelets off of the snake people, right? Each one had 2 of them. So it's messy getting them off, right? Even though they are dead, the bracers don't want to detach. So if you say you just leave them, that's fine, but you can like work them off and it's a little gruesome, but remove them.
I would like to remove them even for the sake of not letting anyone else find them.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of like, okay, I'll just put my foot here and tug and like, and you got it, right? A little uncomfortable, but 4 more snake bracers. Also, you're able to find a couple more of those cool little kunai style throwing knives, right? You're able to find 3 total, including the one you have. And those are pretty neat. They're coated in like a weird something. It might be like a poison or a film, but this probably accounts for the excruciating like pain you felt when that came through. Right?
When I got nicked by it, yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a cool iPad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to real quick. Actually, I'm going to do this too. As you search the lieutenant. So as you search through the captain's quarters, right, you're able to pick up the rest of that box of dynamite if you want it, which is like a full 19 stick box of dynamite at this point, right? Because you burned one, but a ton of that stuff. You have that flute. You have
the broken remains of the eye rock.
the broken remains of the eye rock, and there's also this. That you discover, right? In the captain's quarters in one of his desk drawers, right? Anyone that wants to can make an intelligence or an occult check to try and figure out what the hell this is.
It bothers me that these are not equal sectors.
I volunteer as tribute.
Do it.
I think that I am also bothered by there not being equal sectors. Oh, look, my trousers are still on fire. Never mind.
Did you fail?
That doesn't sound like a success. Okay.
I
Anybody else want to look at it? Try and figure it out.
sure. I got a hard success on intelligence.
Okay.
If that's allowed.
I think the four of you
What am I doing? I should just screenshot this.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to draw it. That was a terrible idea.
Oh, yes, I can also send you a copy of it too, if you'd like that for your notes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just remind me afterwards. I'll DM you whatever graphics you want. You all put your heads together and look at this map, right? You kind of laying out all the stuff you found so far, and when you lay it out next to the map of the area, right, that Wendy has, as you kind of like smoothing out the creases in it, you know, trying to get the lay flat. It doesn't quite make sense on why they did it this way, but it definitely corresponds to the 5 points in the area, right?
Yeah.
It looks like as they've been systematically searching, and the areas that are crossed off seem like they have already been searched and not found. The thing that, or searched and like are done with, right? It's hard to kind of assess how they tallied it, but you can notice the big indicator is the river marker that goes through this area,
okay.
right? Is this kind of the same general terrain. The interesting.
So is the point in the center of the well?
If you're looking at it like, if you're looking at it with the map up, the point actually looks like the same place where that weird ziggurat temple would be. Based on like the terrain features you're looking at on your map, and then looking at this thing, it seems to give you a good idea that like, okay, they know where this temple should actually be based on this crazy math. But we're not able to locate the rest of the points so far.
Well, it seems that well, they were searching for something, weren't they? And Doctor, you said that this the way everything is set up, it would be protecting or at least sealing in the dream.
Which maybe both.
Well, if only we could speak to her, maybe we'd have a better idea of if she is friend or foe.
I have a little bit of something to add with that, seeing
Go
as
ahead,
we
lass.
were, fighting for our lives and couldn't stop for. So when I had the eye rock thing, and I was getting ready to smash it, I heard a voice in my head from what sounded like their patron thing, asking who I was, that I was going to disrupt this and get in the way of her people. And she offered to help my mother if I was going to choose to work for her. But obviously that's lies, so I broke the rock anyway. But yeah, we might want to do something with the rock pieces. If we want to talk to her again. Not that I recommend that. It was creepy.
And you're just asking, Wendy, but you don't have any lingering thoughts or thoughts that might not be your own?
I don't think so. The felt fairly resolute breaking the stone and rejecting the offer. But I guess we'll have to keep an eye out.
I'm sure you're fine, and well done.
Indeed.
I think you saved a lot of lives.
Seen what those can do, and none of it is good. So.
Well, I found one of these. He kind of like pulled out the iPad. Looks like the glass object that we saw the map on very briefly in that crash site or whatever it might have been in the jungle. It's still
Interesting.
beeping.
Beeping?
Oh yes, no, yeah. Is it beeping?
Yeah, as Cecil pulls it out, you can see there's like a little blinking red light on it, and on the screen of this thing, there seems to be a map of the area that you're in, similar to Wendy's, and some lines of things slowly moving in that direction, almost like a live tracking of like Google Maps, right? But there are like 3 different lines incoming to this area.
What do you suppose those are?
Terror dogs?
Ooh. Yeah, perhaps we should get as many people out here as possible.
Gregorio said that about an hour to the north there's shelter. That's where they're headed. So if we head there, we could regroup. Might be helpful to have some medical attention for the soldiers that are not doing so well too. But obviously we'll probably be a little slow.
Yeah, we should get everybody back together, either here or there. Does anybody know if the radio is still in good shape? We should probably update Caduceus as well.
Oh, the radio. Let's go check that out.
Dear Caduceus, we killed a godstone and some lizard dogs.
Shapiro will want to know the status change.
All right, so thank you. I like when, I like compliments. Thank you. I was looking at the chat. So you head back. I would do a couple quick things, right? You head back. You can get some information out, send a runner, and reconsolidate everyone back in the camp, right? It's an easy thing because you're now no longer under fire or scrutiny. But you did make the right move getting them out and having a backup, right? So the rest of the Caduceus staff does come back to the A camp. They have the most resources here. And they start to settle in. They start to clean up. They start talking to the soldiers, and everything's like a lot less tense now. Before, everything was just kind of weird, and now everything's good. Like Sergio is commenting about the new vibe and all this other stuff, and he has a conversation with, and the rest of you are there with Dominic, and he says, "So, how many?" He says, "Hey man, just so we're on the same page in terms of soldiers, right? Like, how many people are still out there? Like, was anybody on patrol? Was like we got to go make sure we get all the medical supplies taken care of in inventory and making sure we have enough stuff because we didn't expect this much damage to be done to you guys. So just give me a quick count so we can make sure we have everything and then send an order for more stuff, right?" And Dominic says, "Of course," and runs down the list. And he says, "Everyone's accounted for except for 4 of our soldiers. They left. They left early this morning. The The
Okay.
captain told them. He sent them somewhere. I don't know, and we haven't seen them. They've been gone all day. That they weren't here. They weren't killed. They weren't on patrol. At least not around the camp. I don't know where they are.
4 of them?
4.
And just to be clear, there's 4 terror dog bodies. Right?
Oh, I hope that's not a thing.
Sorry. My brain went to the Hunger Games with this. I don't know where the rest of y'all went with it. But yeah.
That's dark. You're in the right mindset.
Great.
But he looks concerned and goes, I really hope they're on just patrol somewhere. And, lost.
Yes, and hopefully they weren't made a meal or a monster. Yay.
Yay. Oh dear.
Hi.
I said nothing. Hey, look, a monkey.
It's got a gun! Just the whole camp erupts in fire.
It's got jewelry.
He's got 2 of them now. Just yeah. But so you managed to get everyone like reset up. Dr. Gomez, now that his brain is not being constantly fried and reset every 10 minutes, is actively running the camp efficiently, like an experienced relief worker should be, right? So he comes and thanks you profusely with all of that, and is now getting things done. Elena is very happy that everything has been taken care of and seems just so much like again, that weight has been lifted off her shoulders where she's able to interact with people and facilitate camp operations. So her and Sergio are constantly like getting people the help they need and just making sure everything's running smoothly. Dr. Salvatore, again, same thing, comes through and just thanks you all and is just grateful that things are acting normal in this situation. Even with all the chaos and the mayhem, it's back to, you don't have to worry about weird magical bullshit. All right. You can get on the radio. Radio works, right? You cue up the mic, and you hear Shekels just being like, "Hey, yeah, it's Shekels. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me dial you in. All right. Hey, yeah. Who am I talking to?
Quentin,
Why don't you take it, Doctor?
You're coming in all sorts of garble. Just one person at a time. Who's talking?
sorry, Quentin. Oliver here. We have an update.
Oh, hold on. Let me get Quentin for you. Quentin.
What? Oh, I thought that was. Oh, Shekels.
Oh, Shekels,
Sorry.
yeah. I'm here too. Go ahead. Whatever you guys say. I'm here with Shekels. You got an update on the situation? Is everyone okay?
The camp is secured.
Wow. All right. What? When you say secured, you say you're having issues with snake people beforehand,
The
right?
officers who were the snake people have been dealt with.
Excellent.
Well, mostly, we think. There may be more, but we're secure for now, and we can continue pursuing the Dreamer shortly.
That's incredibly good news, actually. Listen, we still got some reinforcements on the way. They should be there, hopefully within a day or two, right? We found some people nearby that's gonna help us out. So, do what you need to do, but just know that that's all on its way, okay? Because these internet folks are, well, they're a scary bunch to be sure. We don't want to set you up for failure. We'll make sure everyone there's safe. All right.
Yeah. We did find some strange technology and a flute.
What kind of technology did you find? Like what new like cool electronic stuff, or like they break it down for me.
I can't quite put words to it. It looks like glass, and there are colors on it, and they seem to represent a map. And there are lines converging on particular areas. It does beep, and there are colors. It's like if you painted on glass, but it's light on glass.
I don't think I've heard of anything like that before. Hey, when you get back to headquarters, let me take a look at that thing. I'll try and break it down and figure out what exactly that thing does. You said there's a map on it, some sort of navigation device, maybe, but it's
Perhaps. Miles here has found two interesting, dare I say, maybe three interesting artifacts, if you will, Wendy.
you hear like some scribbling in the background. It's like, okay, so you got a cool glass map or something. You got a flute. All right.
It's like iridescent, and then there's a rock that has a eye on it that talked to me, and we broke that in pieces. I broke that in pieces.
That's probably the right call.
And then there's a trowel-looking knife thing with some film on it that hurts like the blazes.
Oh, and you did already tell him about the jewelry.
Yes, right? Right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, a bracelet that shoots fire. We have 4 of those now. That's not going to be a problem. Yep.
You have 4 now? Oh, wow. Okay. You hear like a thud of a book put on a table and like some flipping. So he rolled decently well. He can identify one of these things for you. So what are you looking to get identified? Right. You already know kind of what the bracelets do, right?
Yeah.
But he's
What do you
like,
guys think? The rock? The flute?
Probably the screen or the flute. I feel like.
Let's go for the flute.
The flute?
Flute it is. Okay. Toot toot.
He starts flipping through some books, and he'll say, "Hey, you haven't played the flute, right? You haven't messed with it, like you hadn't. Well, yeah, you haven't played it, right?
No, I study the cello.
Okay, good. Well, if you find a weird obsidian sparkle cello out there, don't play that either. But the flute is, the flute is, if it matches what I found here from our records, a weird artifact that is symbolic of Shathaga, right? And the strange.
Yeah, how do you spell that? We've been calling her Chicago.
Oh, Chicago, Shathaga.
How dare you?
How dare.
I was all ready to write it down. Screw you.
Sorry. I could help myself. It is spelled once again.
No. I already have it.
Okay.
I have it in the notes.
Got it.
Wendy is it?
I think that deserves a one-liner from Kelly about a pickle with your knuckle sandwich or something.
So, no, pass. Okay. Oh, I got one. No.
Do you got one?
No, we got one. Fine. It's scrum pudding time, and you're getting a creamy walloping.
God, I hate all of these. They're so good. Wow. Well, I'll boop.
I redeemed it myself.
Very nice. It says so it's I think that it's commonly associated with Shathaga, right? So there's things out there called formless spawns, right? They're like just big old puddings. They're super dangerous. Oh. They can melt stuff that by the touch.
Yeah, they throw cars.
I've been in one. Thank you. I've had the pleasure.
Oh shit. Okay. So good. You're familiar with them. The flutes, they respond to these things. I've got some notes in here from just past journal logs. They'll go to the noise that those flutes make. There's a very clear note in here. It's been circled multiple times and underlined. It says flute does not equal control. But it will get their attention and they'll go where they hear that noise. So,
like calling a dog or a pack of wild dogs, as it were.
Yeah. So that's something you can. I probably wouldn't mess with that, but that's what it does. I can look at the other stuff too and see if I can find anything for you.
Much appreciated. When's the next resupply to the camp? Over.
Next resupply to the camp is supposed to be about 5 days out. Try and do one once a week. Need to push one sooner.
Not sure where we stand on ammunition, but it's been rather kinetic around here.
All right, yeah, we can definitely get that out there. Food and ammunition is way too easy. Trying to get together a sizable force to come out. Like I said, that's taking us a little bit of time, but we're on it. But we can supporters out there by tomorrow. Drop off some food, ammo, water. Anything else you guys need? Building materials.
Yeah, we did lose a tent or two.
All right.
Or 4.
Yeah, we can
Burn
absolutely get that done.
The doctor did find something interesting about the pattern that goes around where the dreamer is supposedly.
Yeah, we've centered in on a ziggurat in between 5 wells, which we think are the seals that are either breaking it out or keeping it in, or rather protecting it or keeping it locked up. And so we're going to scout those locations next, and then see if we can find the dreamer before the festival ends at the end of the week.
And we have 2 guides that will bring us there.
That seems wise.
Nice lads.
Same thing I've been saying since the beginning, right? If you're gonna go out there and you're gonna interact with this thing, right? Because I kind of meant it as a joke, but here we are. Just don't piss it off. All right, these things. If they do talk to you, if they do try to reach out, they want something, and they're not always nefarious. All right, but that doesn't mean they won't hurt you if you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing to them.
We'll do our best.
Now, in the case of Shathaga, that thing is it's a terrifying evil monstrosity that lives in the center of the earth, and you should definitely not interact with that thing in any way, shape, or form. So,
good to know.
Mm-hmm. I'll get you more research on that, but you made the right call avoiding that conversation.
This is just me trying to piece all the pieces together. So the thing that communicated with Wendy, likely Chicago, right?
Yeah, so out of character breakdown. The thing that talked to Wendy was likely Chicago. Damn it, I'm doing it.
Chicago
was likely Shathaga or some type of avatar of Shathaga, right? Something that would do its bidding on its behalf. The Dreamer and Shathaga are not the same thing. And by all means, as we go through this, let me know if there's confusion in there, because some of these names are insane and they start to sound kind of like nonsense after a while, so it becomes hard to track. So, but are not the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
I had this, but you confirmed it, so thank you. Yeah.
So there's mystery, and then there's just confusion, and we'll make sure there's no confusion, just mystery. So Quentin says, all right, I'm glad the situation's improved. I went and updated Mr. Medham on this situation. He's tracking this very closely as well. So don't think this is some mid-level thing that is just being taken care of between the two of us. He is very invested and wants to help in any way he can. I think he's the one that made some phone calls and got a hold of some people down in Bolivia to move your direction anyway. He knows quite a lot of people worldwide.
No. So our plan hasn't changed. Secure artifacts, meet Dreamer, make friends.
And know that you'll have a small contingency of soldiers out there in about 2 days to help you out. So hang in there, and we'll get people out to you.
Do you have any idea the names of the soldiers beforehand, just so we can make sure they're who they say they are.
Been a bit of a problem here, unfortunately.
Yeah, problems with authenticity.
It's going to sound like some. It's going to sound made up, but the lead contractor that we contacted, his name's Jonathan Smith, right? He actually lives down in that area. Used to do some stuff with military, but he's originally from East Coast, right?
Virginia?
So, yeah, he spent some time working up here with us for a little bit, then moved down to South America. He was happy to kind of come out and give everyone a hand.
Good to know.
But
Excellent.
he's familiar with Caduceus. He's familiar with what we do, and he's going to help out a lot. And then whoever he manages to, gather up, you can trust them. He says, what else? We only got a little bit limited window before we could potentially lose comms again. So
I'm good.
Cecil does let Quentin know about the dream that he had shared with the dreamer, and just kind of like just describes what he saw and what he thought, and the feeling of release will be coming soon, essentially. And then I woke up.
I think you have a unique opportunity to learn more about the situation before we get into it. All right.
Understood.
I think if you end up in another dream like that, there might be a way for you to gather more, right? Get some more information. But it sounds like if she's trapped and we get her out, or if she's ready to leave, we can help. She might be grateful.
Yeah, it does seem like she's been waiting a long time for this, and didn't seem malevolent. Seemed like she was trying to solve a problem, and perhaps the interference of her trying to solve that problem of getting home was actually the seals themselves.
She didn't threaten you or make any give you any visions of destruction or pain or problems?
Not that I can recall.
All right.
Seemed more like I was sharing her dream. I more likely than not, I would imagine she'd be aware of it.
He hears some notes rustle, and he says, well, everything based on what you're saying, it concurs with Arturo's assessment of the dreamer and the culture down there. So I think
God rest him.
I think there's someone. Yeah. I think this is an opportunity where we can do some good with it. All right, keep us posted for whatever you need. Oh.
Okay.
And we'll get the supplies out to you as soon as possible. All right. So radio goes off. I assume you spend the rest of the day kind of cleaning up, healing, and reconsolidating, right? Anybody who took damage in that fight, go ahead and roll a d4, as there are a ton of doctors around here who can provide medical treatment to you. So you get a d4 back. You don't have to roll first aid because it's a well-equipped medical camp for this. Right.
Helps if you don't drop it on the ground. 2. Better than nothing.
And by destroying some of those creatures, did we get any sanity back?
Oh yes. Sorry, you would have gained back a sanity from killing the snake people, and you would have gained back a sanity from taking out the snake dogs. So 2 total.
Sweet.
So because it goes by type, right?
Hooray!
Yeah.
Yay! Better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. So the very last thing is this, right? The evening kind of, the sun starts to go down. Everyone has cleaned up the camp area. The soldiers who were killed have been kind of taken off to like a storage, what's the word I'm looking for? A temporary morgue area that's been in place, and they're going to be taken out tomorrow with the porters that you coordinated with, right? Everyone else, though, at this point is starting to kind of come back from the bad times, right? They're, some soldiers who are out there, like, with their arms bandaged and in slings, or, like, that one dude who's getting his leg chopped on is now, like, all bandaged up and, like, walking on a pair of crutches, but everyone seems pretty happy. And even after the, like, evening meal, people are kind of sitting around and mingling, whereas before it was soldiers on one side of the camp, all the civilians on the other. Now people are sitting talking, laughing. They bust out some cards. They're kind of like trading stuff. The soldiers are showing pictures of their families, and like other people are doing the same.
Nobody's like mechanically performing the same cleaning of their rifle a dozen times.
No one's like, just cleaning that one spot on their boot over and over. They're acting like people, and that's great. Sergio pulls out a little more of that moonshine, goes around, like pours it out for people in small cups. People are just having fun. And as everyone's kind of relaxed and winding down from an insanely stressful day, there is in the distance an explosion. Right? Just a large, almost earth-shaking explosion. And you can even feel a little bit rumble under your feet.
Is it from the north?
It is.
Ah, fuck.
Yep. It's from the north.
Shit.
And in the distance, you can feel rumbling like an earthquake. All right. After the explosion and the echoes of that die down, the ground still continues to shake. And as everyone, people start dropping their drinks, like Dr. Gomez had lit up a cigar, and that just falls out of his mouth. Some of the soldiers grab their rifles and they start looking around as to what's going on. Sergio just drops his food and is like, "Oh, fuck me. Oh, God." And over the tree line, you start to see rising slowly in the distance the shape of a ziggurat-style pyramid coming out of the ground.
Woohoo!
And you start scanning the horizon. You can see off to one side. As you look on the map, it matches up. Where another one of those seals were, there's just a column of smoke coming from where that was. And this temple slowly just glowing in the setting sun as it just emerges from the ground.
So is the seal the direction of the column of smoke from the explosion, like the north, or is the explosion we heard that? Okay.
So the explosion is the seal being destroyed, and then this temple started to just rise from the ground.
God damn it, are our young friends lizard folk too? Crap.
Well, I guess we know where we're going next tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, this is progress, actually.
To a degree. I'll take a little bit more of that moonshine if you don't mind.
And that's the session. So, I lied last time, so join us next time.
With a bang.
Right? So you got to get a good one-liner to end on, and that was a good one. So join us again on May 9th. Is going to be the actual conclusion, because I lied last time. This will be the exciting conclusion. And I'm going to say that every single time. I'm going to say that every single time until we actually conclude a scenario, right? But hey, again, remember, this is all for Extra Life. I'm wearing my cool Extra Life t-shirt today. Woo! So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, donate, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that cool stuff. And just stay tuned, enjoy the story, and have fun. So with that, thank you all, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.